Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, John. How you doing today, my friend?
Hey Carlos, how you doing, guys? Good to be back. How was your time with Megan yesterday?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Megan was great to have her on. She hasn't been on the show in a long time, so it was nice to have her see a different type of trading because Megan uses this higher time frames and looks at different information. But I think everyone enjoyed having her on, and hopefully we'll have her back later in the future. So lots of fun. And she also crushed it with like two amazing trades. It's always nice when you come on live and you actually get to showcase what you can do. And she got the opportunity to do that yesterday with two amazing trades, one on AMD and one on Google yesterday. So good stuff there. So yeah, lots of fun. And looking at our gappers list, looks like a lot of tickers are also having some fun today, this morning. As you can see, tons of stuff on this list. A lot of it, no matter what you look at, there's some kind of crypto stuff on here. So crypto seems to be alive this morning as we're getting some kind of pulse out of those tickers, right? As things bouncing back this morning. So we'll see what that is. And then everything else. I mean, we've been beat up so much over the last couple of days that the list between 2% and about, let's say 4%, even 5% is massive, right? And again, a lot of these usual suspects, rare minerals that have been down quite a bit. They're up today. Silver's up today. Just between silver and Bitcoin is probably half of this list. I mean, that's how much tickers are involved in this, right? And then the gap downside of things, we have one, which is Amazon. Amazon, well, we have many, but the big one we'll be talking about today is Amazon. They're down this morning 8.4 after earnings last night. So we'll get into all that fun stuff in just a moment here. So friends over on X and on YouTube in our chat, good morning as we get rocking and rolling here. So John, let's go to our U.S. economic calendar. What do we have for today?
Today we have consumer sentiment. The prelim report at 10 a.m. The forecast is a score of 55. That's a 0 to 100 scale, kind of. Those numbers can actually go above 100, but think of it as 0 to 100, and with a typical number of around 85 historically. So consumer sentiment's been low for a while recently. Well, for a while, and it's projected to be kind of the same stuff today. And then we have consumer credit at 3 p.m. That's nothing really. So I threw that on there because it's there, but this is not big news either way. Maybe pay attention at 10 o'clock for that consumer sentiment, but otherwise there's not much going on today.
Yeah, not much happening there. Everything is in our gappers list. And again, brought to you by trainterminal.com. Tons of stuff on here this morning. I always like to look at the big ones. I mean, like this, what is this? RDIB, low flow stocks sitting at 51%. So let's check what's going on there. And then we'll hop around a little bit because we're not going to be able to get through everything, but I want to cover as much as possible. That's probably going to be in play you guys like today. So we'll definitely take a look at that. And also Roblox, man. I got to tell you, the stuff I hear about Roblox and I don't know if you heard this last one, John, where, again, I don't know how old, I forget how old it was, but someone almost kidnapped two sisters and they had to go after him. He came down from like somewhere in the Midwest and was working on these girls for like months, like giving them gifts and sending them stuff, and then he was eventually able to pick them up. Thankfully they caught him before anything else happened. But it's Roblox, man. They got to figure it out. This is not cool. But unbelievable. All right, let's dive into the first one here. RD. Here's the first one. RDIB. RDIB. If I could type that right. RDIB. Here we go. All right, we're up 42%. So nice big pop for them. Again, low flow ticker as high as 34 this morning, back down to 17, and it's just all over the place. This will probably be our popcorn ticker for today. Hard to borrow with Interactive Broker, so I don't see anything that we can actually trade on this one. This is more for entertainment or anyone that likes to trade low flow tickers. This is your stock today. But again, just as always, be careful. John, is there any news on this at all?
This is some kind of entertainment company. They operate in two segments: theatrical, motion picture exhibition, and real estate. They operate like multiplex cinemas. I don't know. I can't. It's a weird ticker because it's one of those like I'll type it into certain websites trying to get information and it doesn't even pull up the ticker. I think I think there might even be related tickers like RDI maybe or RDIV.
Hmm.
That alone, whatever I'm saying that's coming out of my mouth right now should tell you this is not like uh, very like a
Yeah,
real
yeah,
legit stock, like so. I don't know why it's moving, and be careful because we've seen stocks recently, do crazy morning pops and then nothing for the rest of the day. In fact, sell
yeah.
off and sell off for days to come. I think there was one recently, I want to say NFT, but that's not right. But it was
NPT, like some Chinese
NPT.
education company. Yeah, NPT was
Yeah.
wild, man. This one here. Yeah, it
So
went up to like 13. Hold on, let me see here. NPT. Yeah, this one over here.
these
It
are
is some
very dangerous
madness.
because you don't know
Hmm.
what manipulation's being used to move these in the pre-market, and often the move that someone's looking for is done. It's done in the pre-market, and you end up,
Yeah.
holding that bag all day. So be very careful of this stuff. I really feel like there's better stuff to trade out there in the market where you can be more careful.
Yeah, it's attractive to newer traders, and it's attractive to, if you have a lower account, a smaller account, it's attractive because you can buy a lot of shares. So that's always attractive. I remember when I first started, oh wow, I could get 5,000 shares of this thing. Yeah, no, that is not a good idea. So be very very careful. All right, let's continue here, friends. So RDIB again on the popcorn ticker list there, just for fun, see what happens. Next is we have ROIV. Now this is not a low flow, massive stock this morning, up 13.8, but 382,000 shares traded. They don't get a lot of volume throughout the trading day. So again, love their pop here, love that they're getting above their daily. They've been doing pretty well actually on their daily. If you look at it closely here, it's been moving pretty nice, but I just don't think they are going to be in play. So not sure if you have anything to add to this one, John.
This wasn't on my list that I saw come up, but I'm pulling it up right now. It's Roivant. It's like a pharmaceutical company, perhaps, or something. They're announcing a positive phase 2 result for, let's see here, brepocitinib in cutaneous sarcoidosis. Oh, and they reported financial results for third quarter, so they might have an earnings plus a good drug announcement. So yeah, they've got some news. Yeah, could be something.
Okay. All right. If you like that stuff, friends, there it is. Take a look at it. It won't be on my list here. All right, let's hop around, guys. We want to look at those top two there. Roblox. Right, we were talking about this earlier. This is a stock that I actually like to trade. Right, don't like a lot of the stuff that you've been hearing with the parents and the concerns of children and people going in there and doing just ridiculous things. But here we are. We are up 10% this morning, so getting a little bit of a bounce. I'm not sure if this is on earnings. It looks to be on earnings, John, because I see a pop here late last night, all the way from 60 to about 76. So doing pretty good here this morning, and with some volume as well.
Yeah, they reported yesterday after the close. So reported a loss of 45 cents per share. Consensus was a loss of 49 cents per share. So it's technically a beat, not the best beat in the world. And then revenue of 1.42 billion versus it looks like the expectation was more like 2 billion. So it's a pretty big miss on revenue. So, but they're on the gap up list.
Yeah,
Did
they're
you say,
gapping up
Carlos?
today. Yeah, they pushed up pretty good yesterday, and today they're gapping up. I'm seeing here about 9.8, losing some ground from the highs of last night and even the pre-market highs this morning. But yeah, still up 9.5. Could it be
Well,
that
there
could
must be
could be that maybe they were
something.
expecting it to be worse? They were expecting this to be really bad, and it's probably better than what they thought. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, revenue of 1.42 billion, consensus 2. It looks like a miss to me, but no, I'm going here to some other news. Company says it expects first quarter bookings to come in between 1.7 and 1.74 billion, which is higher than Wall Street expectations. So they're raising guidance, I guess. So there you go. Their fourth quarter bookings increased 63% from a year ago. So there is good news here. The two basic parameters of earnings there, the EPS and the revenue, maybe not the best. Although again, they did beat on EPS, but yeah, there's some good guidance raising news here and whatnot. And maybe they're cracking down on perverts too. Who knows? I don't know.
Hope so, man. It's just scary, scary, scary stuff. So be careful with your kids, friends. You gotta know what they're doing on their phones. You got to control that stuff, right? Companies are not going to do it for you because I think I was watching a documentary on it as well. I was very interested. I started digging. You know how it goes, John. You start digging into the rabbit hole. Well, why and why and why, and then you end up with all kinds of stuff. And they've done all these security updates. But the one security update that they need to do, they haven't done yet. That's what everybody's pushing for. But the problem is, if they do that one, their revenue takes a huge hit. So they've done like 99 other things, right, for security and this and that and age verification, all this other stuff. But the one thing they need to do that other applications have done, they had another example. I think it was Microsoft with what's the other big game that everybody's playing with the blocks? You guys know. My son loves this stuff. What they build the blocks? What is it? Minecraft. Yeah. So Microsoft did this with Minecraft, and it eliminated like a whole bunch of these issues. They don't want to do that because it's going to cost them a nice pretty penny. So messed up, man. Messed up. So there it is, Roblox today. As far as day trading itself, yeah, it's wild. As far as Legos, that's a good guess, but it's not that one. It's Minecraft. As far as day trading, it's a good one. I mean, we day traded before plenty of times. Today, I don't know how good it's going to be, so I will add it to my list. Is it going to be on the main for long next to Amazon, which I already have here? I'm not sure, but I think today's worth watching, and we'll see what else we can come off here. All right, back to our list, friends. Again, it's just hopping through here. All right, let's talk, of course, the big elephant in the room here, which is almost in every other page on this gap up, is crypto, right? So crypto's seen a little bit of a bounce this morning. What's the price on it now, John, and what do we got going on with it so far?
I saw like 66,000 for Bitcoin this morning, 67.2, something like that right now.
That's not good. Why is this up? This is not good. 66? Ouch.
Yeah. I think it got down to 61 or maybe even just below 61 last night or this morning. Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm reading all kinds of stuff and everyone's asking the same questions. Why is it going down? Why is it going down? There's a loss of confidence. The market's experiencing the same thing. I don't know why. I'm not sure anyone knows why it's hitting crypto so hard, but it's time to get those diamond hands all shined up, I guess, right?
So if you have a warehouse full of servers, right? Because I saw that the headline from Bloomberg this morning, that they dropped quite a bit, that it might not be profitable at this point to be mining crypto. Like some companies are just not going to be profitable doing that, given the price that it's at now. So if you have a server full of this stuff, you do just pause it and turn it off and start it when it's back up above 100. Like, what's the plans? Do we have any crypto miners in the chat? That's a good question. Do we have anybody in all the streams here, chat X, even in our community? Is anybody mining this stuff? We need an expert. We need a community expert on this to come on.
Do normal people even mine Bitcoin anymore? I don't know if those days are gone.
I don't know if that's a thing, or is it just Mara and these other companies? But we need someone in the community. We got to find someone, and we're gonna invite him to the show. We got some questions for you. Maybe you could shed some knowledge onto me and John, because we are clueless, as you see, when it comes to how this works. All right, so pick your favorite today. Is today a day, John, were you going to watch any of this stuff?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I vote, every time I'm on the show, I say coin is kind of my crypto stock that I trade, which I've always said is it's spready and it's expensive, and it's kind of like not one of the more preferred. People tend to prefer Mara and Riot. But yeah, I'm always watching. So we'll see. Coin has been tricky lately. And I notice I like to trade breakouts, and coin has been, it's done breakouts, but they're hesitant and they pull back and they've been stopping me out. So we'll see. Maybe I can find something better to trade than coin today, but it's always on my list.
Yeah, I do like coin. Coin and hood are my two favorite ones. So I probably will look at coin today, but yeah, I like both of these two are pretty nice for me. So I'm gonna actually add both of them on my secondary list, and then I'll decide which one's going to move up. I'll probably watch coin, but for now, let's put them on the secondary list so we don't forget about them, and we can always come back to them. All right, back to our list here, guys, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. Again, it's a bunch of mining and other stuff on here. And we also have silver, right? Silver, I do see some of the mining silver and rare minerals companies on here. If you look at the daily, they kind of paused a little bit, right? We had some massive drop, a little bit of a recovery, maybe an overreaction to what took place, but we're back down and we're just kind of hanging out here between 70 and 65, at least on SLV, and some other ones slightly up this morning, not by much, between like 2 and 4%. So it's not a big move, but clearly trying to at least pause the bleeding for now in some of these. So I know a lot of the people in the community are watching these. I have not really had any good trade on this stuff, but in play today for sure. And I think it will be for the next couple of days. John, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, we'll keep watching it here. It's been like this all week. The metal stocks have been populating our list, like you said, and the crypto stocks have been populating our list. And just like with crypto, I like to watch coin. With the metals, I typically like to trade SLV. I think that's the best one for me. And this one's not as bad. It's very volatile. So what you got to remember for a stock this price, it's not like other $68 stocks. And this is a lesson we all try to impart on new traders. All $68 stocks are not made the same way. Some can move dollars at a time or 50 cents at a time, it feels like, and others just creep along, 5 and 10 cents. And you really want to be aware of that. And there's a value that comes from trading the same stuff every day, where you start to learn these behaviors and what stocks are capable of doing at their price. And that changes even like during certain periods. It could be 3 months from now, SLV becomes quite boring, and it moves slowly, but for now it's fast. And so just be aware of that stuff, and put the time in to learn what these things can do and what they can do for you, but also how they can hurt you. It'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah, sure can. All right, so there's my list so far. So at the moment we have Amazon, Roblox on the primary list, SLV, Hood, Coin, and then RDIB, which is again my popcorn ticker for today. All right, heading back to our gappers list. Let's hop around a little bit here. I mean, then we got our usual suspects. I mean, there is a ton of stuff here, friends, that is up today slightly, and a lot of it's just because we've been just getting crushed. Like if you look at the SPY, we've been just down. So we've been getting hurt, and a lot of these companies like Tesla, AMD, just been sliding quite a bit. Actually, if you look at the SPY, it doesn't look as bad as some of the tickers individually, like AMD, right, which gapped down pretty good. Tesla went down to like 380 last night, 387. I was shocked when I saw the number. Like, wait, what's happening here? We're not even holding 400. So this actually dropped quite a bit too, bouncing off a spot here. So a lot of these companies now just slightly higher, between that 2%, 4%. Which we're going to be watching. So, John, before we head to the gap down, anything you like on the gap up list that sticks out today for you to put on your end?
Yeah, there's a couple others I think we should look at. Bloom Energy had earnings yesterday or this morning. I'm not sure. I think it was yesterday, but they had a very good beat. Earnings of 45 cents per share versus 30 cents expected. Revenue 778 million versus 650 million expected. Stated its revenue during fiscal year 25 is powered by, no surprise, AI data center industry, as well as continued strong demand from commercial and industrial businesses. And they got an upgrade from Clear Street. Clear Street analyst Tim Moore hiked the firm's price target to 130 from 80. Wait, what's it at now?
153, 154, basically. Yeah.
That's weird. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I directly copy and pasted that. But anyway, you might want to look into that piece of news then.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I got this morning. Clear Street analysts, whatever. Okay, but yeah, good earnings for Bloom Energy. That might be something worth looking at. And then Reddit had earnings as well. I know some people like to trade that. How'd they do? They did good. They reported earnings of $1.24 per share versus 96 cents expected. That's actually a very good beat. And a very good beat on revenue as well, 725 million versus 668 roughly. Company said it expects first quarter sales to come in at a range of about 595 million to 605, which is higher than the 577 expected from Wall Street. And they're doing a $1 billion share repurchase program. So a lot of strong news coming out of Reddit this morning. So they're probably on the gap up list there somewhere if you scroll around. And then the other one that might be interesting is Novo Nordisk, NVO. So there's news from the U.S. government, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, that they're going to crack down on the mass promotion of unapproved copycat GLP-1s. So
Okay.
They're doing their boys a favor who make the real stuff, I guess, and cracking down on the copycats. So you're seeing some for a lot of the GLP-1 stocks might be moving up or down. I like Hims is down. This one we'll probably hit that on the gap down, but it's the exact same news. It's good news for NVO. It's bad news for Hims that this crackdown is in effect or will be.
And they didn't it just popped up on Hims, talking about Hims now. They just popped up a few days ago on this news, right? That it was kind of like not being regulated, but now I guess is being regulated. So okay,
Yeah,
there it
the
is.
news right now is not so good.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you see the Trump RX website went live last night by any chance, Carlos?
No,
Sort
what
of
is
really.
it?
It's
What is it?
it's like a website to get cheaper prescription drugs. I was looking at it with my wife. She's a pharmacy tech, so she knows a thing or two about drugs, and we were just
Yeah,
poking
is it
around
is
at
it
it.
good or is it washy
I
washy?
guess
What we
there
got
weren't
going
many
on?
drugs on it. Like the list of available drugs at the moment was very, very short, and a lot of it seemed to be GLP-1 related, honestly. But yeah, I guess
Gotcha.
that's a new thing. So could be good, could be. I don't
There-
know. We'll
There's
see where that
there's
goes.
so many people, man, trying to do this. Good luck. Good luck. These companies are brutal. They don't want this. Companies don't want this. Mark, who's the other guy? Mark,
Mark
from
Cuban,
he's on
yeah.
the Mark Cuban. He's been trying to do this for years, man. These people, trust me, that you're messing with their money. Listen, you might get a few drugs on here, but you're not gonna get everything. It's just such a big cash cow for these executives, man. I was watching a video the other day where the guy that owned the pharmacy, the company itself, the big company, owned the pharmacy, owned the drugs, owned the prescription regulate. I mean, they basically had everything in house. So, like, how is this not a conflict of interest, man? You know,
Yeah.
so it's just, and they had some insurance companies within that too. So it's like, it's crazy, man. I get it. People try to do this all the time, but yeah, see, they'll get these drugs on there, but the big stuff where the big money is, again, Mark's been trying to do that for a long time, and that's not gonna work. Yes, it was CVS, and they also own like CVS or something. Yeah, so you saw the same thing. It's just it's messy. It's a scam. It's a scam. You know, but
Mark's
what
hanging
can you
in there
do?
for now. His thing's
He's
still going.
trying. He's
Yeah.
trying. Yeah, he's trying, man. So we'll see. Hopefully it works, man. It shouldn't be that expensive to get drugs. All right, let's take a look here, friends. So far, anything else, John, as far as the gap up before we head to the gap down?
Let's see. Let me go right back to my notes here. We covered NVO. I think those are the big ones. I think we
Those
hit
are
them
big
all.
ones, yeah. Okay. Then the rest is guys between 2% and 4%. It's just overall bounce that we're getting this morning, right? So it's just a lot going on here. All right, let's continue to the gap down now. And here we have Docs. Ooh, look at Docs down 35%. So taking a big here, Doximity. This is 32% down this morning. 1 million shares traded. So clearly last night something not falling in their favor as they kind of fall off here a little bit. So, John, earnings seems like on this one, and man, it's just all red. It's just all down. It's high 75 back in September. They're hanging out at 35 yesterday, now down to 22.
Yeah, I couldn't find exactly why this would be down per se. I mean, what's the price been doing lately? Because they had earnings and they beat technically the earnings of 46 cents per share versus 45 expected. Revenue 185 million versus 181 million expected. So those are both beats, but sometimes when the price has been going up, you know, and you have a great earnings, you go down anyway. So we've kind of seen that with AMD and PLTR lately. So I was wondering if it's
Yeah,
that, but that chart looks like it's been going down anyway.
yeah,
So
they have
there,
not been
there
have
must
not
be
been
more
having
to
fun.
this. I couldn't figure this one out. But if anyone in the chat or YouTube knows, I don't know what it is. They make a platform for doctors and people in the medical profession. It's like a do
Mm.
everything digital platform, you know, from investigating research, scheduling, paperwork, all kinds of stuff. That's their business.
That's not gonna work. Who
It
invented
doesn't,
that's not gonna work.
yeah, I don't know.
Listen, man. Nice. It's good. It's great, but this is not gonna work. I got my annual check done last September, October. The guy, I had like a little something on my skin, like a little discoloration. He pulled up the computer, Googled it. He Googled it. He's like, let me see
Yeah.
what thing has. He just Googled it right in front of me. Like, they're not even hiding it anymore. They're not even going back to their office because that's what they do. I have a doctor in the family. That's what she does when she doesn't know something because they don't know everything. They go back and Google it and search it,
I had a
right?
doctor
So,
back in 20, gosh, it's probably 2017 or something. It was hilarious. It was in the army, so it was an army
yeah.
doctor, and they're a little different. And he's like, all right, I can't remember what I was even in for, but he's like, okay, I know what you said. I'm going to go into the other room. And he goes, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I'm going to go in the other room where my computer is, and I'm going to Google this for a
Yeah,
second. And
let's just
I was like,
search it.
yeah,
So this guy was young, so you could tell, okay, he's not into that. Let me go and figure it out and come back like I called other partners. No, he just basically turned the computer around. All right, let's Google it here. Okay, so you can just use toothpaste or some Head and Shoulders. This will put it there. Has the same chemical that you need that will cost you more with the insurance company if you go buy it at the pharmacy. I was like, oh, great,
yeah.
just like that.
I
It's
don't
like
mind if they Google stuff. I mean,
I
if
don't
they
mind
have
at all.
yeah, if they have sort of a little bit of information in their head and
Yeah.
they're like, I would be comfortable with more, go get more. What do I
Yeah,
care?
that's it. So I'm like, this is perfect. So this docs thing, good luck. Good luck. People are just Googling and using ChatGPT, doctors included. So good luck to you guys. Won't be on my list, friends. Let's continue here. MOH. What do we have? Ooh, that is nasty. This is down 31%. Not a whole lot of volume though. Only 664,000 shares traded this morning. So that's pretty light for what we like here. And also, what is the float on this? Seems a little bit light, but again, I don't know. This is really not my cup of tea here. It
Yeah,
down quite a bit
MOH,
this morning. Hmm.
they had earnings 275 per share. Are these numbers right? Okay. This I always grab these real quick because they list us so long, but it says they had earnings of 275 per share versus an expectation of 43 cents. That'd be like one of the biggest beats I've ever seen in my life. Beat on revenue as well. What is this company? This is MOH.
I don't know, but we could ask Shiraz. He says I work there. Please don't say nothing about it. They're a great company, man. They're great. Let's pump it up. They're a great company. We have no idea what they do.
I do I have a quote from Dr. Michael Burry, Mr. Big Short, who said he's an investor in the company. He says, "Is it wrong? I get happy seeing charts like that." He was speaking of a recent bearish looking chart, and even happier when I know I own shares in the company. So. I was gonna say something sort of negative along this quote, but I'm not gonna now because Shiraz works there and
Oh no, we're gonna be
community
nice.
members. Let's
Yes.
all say good things about MOH, everybody. What do they do? Shiraz, help us out. What does your company do?
Healthcare, same as United Healthcare. Okay, yeah. So
It's
you know some of
Molina. That's right. Yeah.
the stuff that goes on there. You know. All right, let's continue. All right, here is elephant in the room. Amazon is next on the list, friends. So clearly earnings last night, and they just, I think for the most part, everything was good except that bill that they reported. John?
I mean, which one bothers me again because this is the same thing as the docs one. Like these are fairly good numbers, but it's down how much? 30,
Which one?
31.
Molina?
MOH.
MOH? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be
It's
something
down
else going on. What does Shiraz know? Maybe we
Yeah,
need to get.
This is another one. Yeah, it's down a bunch, and I can't find the reason why. Well, anyway, moving on. We'll go to the big dog. Go to Amazon.
Yeah, let's go to Amazon.
That's
Now, yeah, here we go.
there it is. Yeah, this is my biggest stock I own outside of just any mutual fund. So of course, I was hoping for good things yesterday, Carlos, and I never seem to get them with Amazon.
I know. This is, it's rough.
We've been languishing in these kind of numbers forever, Carlos. It is driving me bonkers. So they reported a $1.95 per share in revenue on 213 billion. Excuse me, $1.95 earnings per share, 213 billion revenue. Estimate was 198, so a little bit of a miss on the earnings. Revenue they beat by like 2 billion. There was expectations like 211 billion. The big thing is they're going to spend 200 billion this year in CapEx, mainly in AWS, and that's mainly for AI stuff. And the market didn't like that number. That's the big problem here. Secondary to that might be the fact that we've had, like, the market's clearly been going down the past couple of days. We've had companies reporting great numbers like AMD and PLTR and going down anyway. So with Amazon coming in with a pretty like, couple of numbers, it's not surprising it would have gone down a bit anyway. I think you put on top of that the CapEx spending for 2026, and Wall Street's just not liking what they're hearing here in the short term. They're also going to double their capital spending by the end of 2027. So a lot of money. Again, Amazon's back into the spending business, spending money.
Yeah, it's
And
a
we'll
lot
see if that's
here.
right, because it'll be very interesting with the space data center idea that that Elon and others have. Is that going to be the way forward, which Amazon can get a foothold in because they've got Blue Origin, and they're leaning in the space direction as well. But it'll be interesting to see these companies that spend a lot on, I guess we'll call like terrestrial data centers. Like is that the wrong bet for the future? Is it space, or how is this going to play out? We won't know for a few years.
Yeah. This thing here, definitely in play, guys. It's on my list. I mean, it should be a lot of fun today. Maybe an overreaction. Who knows? I mean, it didn't seem that bad until they broke out on this drop here. So let's see what happens. All right, and two more on HIMS. We already kind of discussed already. See what's happening there. So again, bad news for them, given that NVO might be getting exclusivity on some of the stuff there, so protect them from other people, copying their drugs. So that's not good for HIMS. And then we have RELX. Wasn't this on here yesterday? Yeah, it was. It was on here yesterday or the day before, where it had dropped quite a bit, and today it's just kind of moving around down. Oh, hold on. Is this here down a bit here? Not by much, but I don't really think it's really tradable. So down by 2.5, 433,000 shares traded. Yeah, I don't like the pre-market on it. I don't like the daily. So we'll leave it alone. It's just gonna keep coming up on our gappers list as it gets over up and down that 2% and that 200,000 shares traded. So so there it is for the most part. That is our entire gappers list this morning. Again, I'm probably going to end up adding usual suspects. We have a massive lift towards the gap up side of things. You have everything here. Circle of Internet, NVO, we spoke about. All the Bitcoin stuff feeling good today. And, of course, Silver and their friends also on it this morning. So, John, before we head to the chat, anything on the gap down or anything overall that you want to add?
No, we got everything I took notes on, and I'm going to scroll my own list here.
Yep.
No, almost everything on my list is green. The red ones are Amazon. Google's down about 1%. MU's down 1 point. Oops, jumping around. Was 1.3. It's 1.6. Must be moving quite a bit here. So, and that's about it. Everything else is trying to have a bounce day today. So it'll be interesting to see, Carlos, is that what we get? Or are
Right.
we going down further? So this is a day I got to be very hesitant when you're trying to take high day breaks in this kind of environment. The last 2 days have been a bloodbath, and then you get the
Yep.
first like bounce day. Could be good if it's real,
Yep.
but I cannot. This isn't the day I can hang around in breakouts too long, because more than likely there's going to be a strong hesitancy of stocks to go higher over their highs, and so just be careful of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Friends, let's go to you guys, see what you guys like this morning. We'll start here in our chat. I'm also looking at X. I'm looking at YouTube, but we'll start with our chat first and see what we got going on. Let me just change something over here. Get my X friends right on this side here so I can see their tickers. And yeah, let's start with the chat room. So let's see what we got going on here. What are you guys looking at today? Galaxy. Is it Galaxy? GLXY. Galaxy this morning, digital, we're up 10%, 391,000 shares traded. Again, just very similar to what we've been talking about, right? This drop over the last couple of days, and now we're seeing some kind of bounce. I'm not sure if they have any news, Steve. The volume's a little bit low. Yeah, it is. And a lot of stuff has low volume, and they're still gapping up, quite a bit here in the pre-market, just because of the massive, not massive, but the persistent sell-off over the last couple of days. So watch it. If it's going to be in play, so you see something great, let us know something. But man, what a great sell-off yesterday. This was very clean, very, very nice. So if it can trade like that, that is pretty cool there. All right, let's continue. What else? ONDS, CoreWeave, we'll look at it next. ONDS this morning getting a little bit of a bounce here. Again, nothing crazy on it. I don't see anything overly good. I do like the volume though. 4.3 million shares trade. Like this stock gets volume. So if you have stocks that are bouncing a little bit and their volume is a little bit lighter, I would prefer something with more volume. It just has a higher likelihood of it breaking out, right? Not necessarily one-to-one there. Like, sometimes stuff with lower volume does break out and can give you an opportunity, but I like to see good, clean pre-market like you're seeing on this one. So I do like the pre-market activity. I like that we're sitting in here on some levels of support on the daily as well. You know what? We'll put on the secondary. Maybe today this could be a good possible opportunity on ONDS. Lower price stock, but I like we're sitting on the daily here. If we can get some strength back up to 10, 11, that could be something there. Microsoft, actually, CoreWeave. Let's look at CoreWeave. What we got going on with CoreWeave? 863,000 shares traded. Again, same daily as everything else, right? Just to drop and then the move up here. CoreWeave does trade okay. We have had some good opportunities on it. Do I want to watch it today? I don't know. I don't want to make this list too long. I'm going to put in a secondary. We'll come back to that one. MSTR, let's take a look at that one. As far as MSTR, Bitcoin, those other things, I'm going to be watching. I got Hood and Coin. And I'm probably going to move Coin up. Next to Roblox. So it could be a good day. Like if we can see some momentum to the upside, I think Coin and these other ones could trade very well. But pick your favorite. MSTR, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you look at that one, Coin, Marin, all these others plays, I think you'll be okay. So pick your favorite out of all of those. NVDA, or one of our usual suspects. I'm sure bouncing here. You have up 3.1, 6.1 million shares trade. I like the volume. on NVIDIA. Yeah, no, this looks good on NVIDIA today. So I've been giving more preference to AMD lately, but NVIDIA today looks nice. Let's go back to NVIDIA today. Today we're going back to NVIDIA. So I'm going to add NVIDIA on the list. Maybe we'll get AMD a little bit of a break here. But NVIDIA and AMD, either one of these you cannot go wrong with. My least favorite, guys, is MU. Unfortunately, I'd rather watch NVIDIA and AMD. So MU has been in play, has been moving pretty well. So definitely keep it on deck here. Notice the daily too. Like a lot of these other ones, NVIDIA and AMD have been dropping a lot. Obviously AMD with earnings had the big drop here. But look at this. This has been just holding here. So MU might be back up to 450 anytime soon once this sell-off stuff is done. So keep a lookout for it. Again, not my favorite stock when it comes to the semis, but it's definitely in place. So, definitely have it on your list if you like that. PLTR here, we got good volume as well, up 5%. Again, another one this one is so interesting, man. Look at the volume increase in the last couple of days, right? Obviously, we've been selling down, but we had earnings popped up, sold off, then really sold off on Wednesday. Yesterday, another sell-off. Today, getting a little bit of a bounce. I mean, I just keep thinking about the CEO's comments, like, on this one. So, I like it. I think it's an overreaction because everything was good on it. I won't be surprised if this thing is back up in the next couple of days. So I'm going to watch PLTR. I do like the way this is setting up here. I do like the daily. It's been nothing but red across the board here and all the daily candles. And the volume is pretty high on this too. Even now, 5.2 million shares traded. Yeah, I like PLTR. I'm going to keep an eye on it. IREN, so much to watch today, guys. I might have to even stop here and not add anymore. But let's look at IREN this morning. Another one, friends. Again, did they have earnings? They have a nice spike here. Looks like they had earnings last night because they got some really big movements into the after hours. John, so I'm not sure if you could check that.
I think they had earnings this week, but not last night.
So what took place last night? This is not normal.
They did.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
Last night. Hold on. Let me get by this ad here.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on there.
So they reported a loss of 44 cents per share. The expectation was a loss of 9 cents per share. Ouch. Revenue of 184 million, expectation 230 million. Jagundus miss. Now please tell me this is gap down. I wasn't listening.
It is. It's gapping down, good. But it's like
all right.
It's been green this morning already. So it makes sense here. They gapped down pretty bad, all the way down to 28. But it's recovered everything between little bit last night and this morning. It actually went green, and this morning, and now it's just kind of hanging out here. So,
everything's
big
opposite land, Carlos.
Everything's opposite.
I don't know how to read earnings anymore.
Everything's opposite. So, Yeah, so this is interesting. 7.4 million shares traded. So you got tons of volume. Now, I don't think I have ever traded this ticker or had it on my list, right? But today with earnings could be interesting. I just don't see what else I can bump off to make room for this. To be honest, I don't see what else I can bump off. But I do like the recovery here, man. After earnings, I know, I know. The list is massive. Trust me, I'm gonna fix it. It's just too much to watch there. We're gonna fine tune that a little bit later. All right, let's stop here, friends. I got a bunch of stuff already on deck. I can't add anymore, but there's just so much to watch, and even the list I have now, even that has to get a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna just keep looking at things before 9:30. I'm gonna fine tune that up pretty good today. On the list five. So if you're new on the list, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5, which is not bad. I like to watch between 5 and 6 tickers, but the secondary list is too much, right? So I gotta bring that down a little bit more. It's way too many tickers, so we'll fix that. Let's head over, friends, to bearwithtraders.com where you can see what's happening on our beautiful community here. Today is Friday, so we'll focus on that. And then John's gonna let you know how we can join. Look at that beautiful Valentine's. Ooh, special. Look at that. Shout out to the marketing team, man.
Nice.
They get it done. They get it done. All right, here it is. You could tell when something is AI and when something is handmade. This is not AI. They're not that good yet. I seen the crap that AI does. They're not there. This is very well thought out. Yeah, there's some work put in there. So shout out to the marketing team. All right, I'll let you do your thing, John. Go ahead.
I mean, it's a cost trade-off too. I hate to get dirty about it, Carlos, but it's
Yeah,
what's a bad logo cost?
that's true.
The marketing team is like, shut up, John. All right. Yeah. Friday. The only thing we have going on Friday is the pre-boot camp prep meeting. If you're not a person signed up for our next peak capital trading day trading boot camp, then you can't come to the pre-boot camp prep meeting. But that's what we run on Fridays. That's the only thing going on. Carlos, did we lose Carlos?
Here, but for some reason I switched to the browser in the chat room and it just disappeared. Like it says we need to refresh. I'm like, why do you gotta refresh?
Okay,
It
we're
didn't make
still
no
we're still
sense.
live, right?
So I'm connected. Yeah, we're still live on YouTube. YouTube's always an X. But I'm just gonna reconnect to the browser. It's just like kick me out. I'm like, why would you do that? It's not
On
nice.
YouTube, I see the web page. On the chat room, I don't see the web page. Just so you know, that's what I'm seeing at the moment. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to join Bearable Traders, there's a number of ways to do that. One of my favorite ways, $39 per week. I'm doing this by memory. I can't even see it right now. This is how sharp I am. What is it? $39 per week for 1 week of access to the chat room and the basic functions of Bearable Traders. You can do the same thing for $99 a month, chat room access and our basic functionality, or you can go, there it is now. You can go up to that elite monthly for $199 a month, or the elite annual, cheaper than it was earlier this week, Carlos, I might point out. That must be the Valentine's Day sale. Oh, that's a big sale. Look at that. Yeah. $1,200 for a year. The big sales are back. It's awesome. So use love50, I guess, when you sign up, use that code up there and get that great deal. And that's the access you want, folks. Day trading takes a long time to figure out, so you might as well come join us for a year and start the journey the right way.
Absolutely. People are saying that the marketing department kicked me out of the chat. No, we're actually giving them a compliment. This is their manual work. We're giving them a compliment, right? It looks good. But what happened is when John started talking about price and cost, and that's when we got kicked out. They went in there and said, cut this guy off. That's what took place. All right. All good, friends. John, you got some comments here on your Patriots for this weekend. You can tell John is optimistic. He's wearing a Pats hat by Wolf G. I'm rooting for Patriots.
I didn't even notice. I just grabbed
I didn't know you had that
off
on
my rack this morning, and
I believe it.
oh,
I believe it.
this is
This
I
is
got
a sweater.
the hoodie on too.
The hoodie on, yeah. Of course.
I didn't even
Well,
notice.
very, very subtle of who you're going for this weekend. So yeah. But yeah, I'm going for Patriots, man. Of course, because then this way, the more they win, the sweeter my 2 losses against them with the Giants, of course, feels. Right, this team can win, and they're let them win. I'm going for them. So let's see what happens. Should be fun. John, by the way, are you doing anything? Are you planning any festivities at your house for the Super Bowl? What's the deal?
No, I'm trying to keep people out of my house. I had someone sort of kind of do like a sort of self-invite, almost like a suggestion, and I'm like,
Oh,
I don't. When the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, I want to be in it
you'll be
by
focused.
myself with my
Yeah,
family. That's
yeah,
I don't want to be dipping chips and talking BS with somebody else who doesn't really care. Like if you're not fully invested, don't go near me. Other Super
yeah,
Bowls,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
fine, we can do that. But no, this is high anxiety for John.
So, so,
So
so you don't want the Taylor Swift crowd hanging around in the background talking
no,
shop and other
I
things.
need to
You know?
pay attention. I need to go through my emotions. I might get violent and angry. I might,
Yeah,
who knows. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
There you go, my friends. True fan. All right, friends. Let's get some levels in here. I got 5 on here: Amazon, Roblox, Coin, and NVDA, and PLTR. My secondary list seems a little bit long, so we'll see. Maybe we'll leave it like that. We'll see what happens. Let's go to Amazon. Amazon, the big elephant in the room today, down 9%, as you can see here after earnings, and for the most part has not recovered. Just kind of hanging out here near the lows of last night. High of the pre-market 207.96. The low of the pre-market is down at, let me show you the daily here, 199.25. And then we're going to go to the left because we haven't been down here in quite some time. We lost a lot of support that we've just been back and forth between 220 and 225. Here we are. A couple of times in looks like July and maybe October. Yeah, October we hit this level here. We bounced pretty quickly from that 211.37, so we'll mark that there. We hit it a couple of times and quickly went up above 220. Today we're blowing right through that, so we'll definitely want to have that level down in case we do see some kind of recovery. Right now, just hanging out here, not really doing a whole lot. Towards the bottom, in case we do lose at 199.25, which is the low of the pre-market, we do have a gap that comes in. 194.75 is the area where we can put a level on there. You can see how well these two are sitting there. You could tell a lot of confirmation going back, looking at the left, tons of stuff happening there. Now towards the top, I think you're pretty much set. You have 211.37, and then you can come in here, and there's another really nice big level over at 217.09. You can see the support, the resistance, a little bit of support, more support here, more resistance, more support. So definitely 217.09, that area you do want to have down this morning. Roblox here after earnings, getting a little bit of a pop, giving some back since last night's highs and even this pre-market's high. So let's see if we can get the volume. 1.2 million shares traded on here. Now I have this one on the list because many times that I have traded this one after earnings, it has done very well for me, like Starbucks. Starbucks always delivers. So I'm hoping this can do the same today. I normally don't look at it, but today is their earnings, although they're not looking so great in the pre-market right now as far as movement. But let's see, 69.26 is a good area. Above that, we do have another great level at 74.96. And then I think once you do that, you're pretty set. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing an amazing job. You do not need to add anything else. We're going to go to coin now. Again, coin in play. I mean, look at this drop. Wow. Just not feeling it here in the last couple of weeks. All of January really just been down, and into February here. So high of the pre-markets, we get a little bit of bounce. It's going to be 155.88, and then the lowest down over at 151.37. Once you mark that there, you're pretty much surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, previous day close. I'm going to keep this nice and simple and leave it just like that. I don't think we need to add anything else. If we break out of those levels, we can look for other levels on the daily. NVIDIA looks good today. Good volume, 6.5. I like that there. So 177.94 is good. Towards the bottom, low of the pre-market, 172.26. So if you look at this daily here, look at the support we're getting here. We've been testing this for the last 2 trading days, even this morning as the pre-market low as well. So good area where NVIDIA, oh, look, we have been here plenty of times to use this as support before this previous day close line. So clearly a big level for them. And if you look at the pre-market highs as well, another great level where you see a lot of touches, a lot of support happening around that area. So that pre-market high and the highs for the last 2 trading days, an area where you see a lot of touches on there. Between these 2 levels, where this is clearly like the main levels are these 2 right here, right? This pre-market high and pre-market low, no surprise, right? But in between that, there is an area right in the middle. It's going to be, we'll call it 174.87. Might actually be 175, but 174.87 looks pretty good there. A lot of touches as well, so I want to have that down in case we move within that area back and forth. That could be a nice spot to plan support, resistance, or even profit targets or stop losses. All right, that's NVIDIA, and last but not least is PLTR. There's I see Andrew's list, AMD, NVIDIA, PLTR, and Coin. He's putting that on chat this morning. So a lot of the stuff that we're watching as well. PLTR this morning getting a little bit of a bounce, hitting again this area. A lot of support resistance there. Low of the pre-market is set. If we look outside of this, man, big drop for PLTR here in the daily. We have a level at 142.24. We'll mark that there, and then towards the bottom. We do have an area around 124.86. Once you do that, guys, I think you're set on PLTR. Looking forward to this one. Looks very, very active this morning. 5.3 million shares traded. All right, friends, we're getting ready for the market open. John, give us a heads up on what our team is watching. Then we'll hand it off to Brian and Andrew trading live in chat today.
All right, just so you know, Carlos, I just prompted ChatGPT to make a logo for our Valentine's Day offer. So you can compare that to our marketing team, and we can have people jump in and say what they like better. Gary's looking at Amazon, MSTR, and AMD. I am looking at AMD, PLTR, and Coin. Andrew is looking at AMD, NVIDIA, PLTR, and Coin. Brian looking at AMD, NVIDIA, PLTR, Tesla, Amazon, SPY, and the Qs. A lot of similarity here between a lot of people looking at AMD and PLTR for sure. And noticing Amazon doesn't hit much of our list. Well, I guess Gary and Brian are looking at it. Me and Andrew are not. So a bit of a split on whether we want to trade Amazon today. And maybe we'll get some more coming in here in a second.
So here it is, friends. Before we hand it off, there is the ChatGPT logo you sent me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's crap. It's kind of crappy.
I was gonna
shout out to the marketing team.
Shout out to the marketing team. I like this. This is clean. It's too much. It's too much love. Too much love. You know, we need some love, not too much. This feels like like I'm being forced. You know, it's just easy on the touches and the kisses. You know what I mean, John. You know what I mean. All right.
I don't think I'm very good at prompting AI. I've never really looked into how to do it right, but I gave it my best shot, and that's a pretty crappy graphic. So the marketing team, you're killing it. And,
you're killing
we love
it. Good job. All right, friends. Have an amazing trading day over in chat room. We'll see you guys a little bit later. Andrew and Brian up next, trading live with you guys. Take care. All right, we'll continue right here on X and YouTube, my friends. So we'll continue here, and just gonna switch everything up.
That was a fast show, Carlos. That went by very quickly for some reason.
It goes fast, man. When you have a lot to cover, it goes quick, man. We look up, it's already like time for the market open. And sometimes, and some days we run out of time to go over things, and other days we have time, right? So it's interesting how, depending on what the list is, how fast it goes. Yeah, but today did feel fast. All right, let's see here. Let's get our stuff in order. Just switching up the screen so we get ready for the market open. Friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Really appreciate it. And let's take a poll. Let's take a poll very early on. What are people going for? I don't want to piss off John, but let's see what are people going for this weekend. So John, let's see who's going to be with you or not on this.
I know where this poll is going. It's okay. It's okay. Live my whole life like this, it seems like. At least since 2001.
Okay. Do you think people just naturally hate Patriots just because they win so much and they have the GOAT?
It's natural. I didn't like the Chiefs when they were doing well, and they were kind of encroaching on our dynasty. Perhaps there was a lot of chatter out there. They're going to overtake the Patriots. That has really fallen off a cliff, I think.
Yeah, no, that's done. Yep.
It's good to be on the hated team. I don't mind it at all. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I used to live in New York, Carlos, and it was rough, man. I wouldn't wear my Patriots stuff out in the world out in New York, but I'd wear it. I lived on West Point on the military installation. I would wear it there because that was safer. No one was going to hurt me there. But you people in Jersey and New York, you don't know when you're going to set someone off down there. You know how it is.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. But you know what? Not as much hatred for the Patriots as much as like for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's
right?
not
like that right there.
Yeah,
you could wear Patriots no problem, but Eagles, it's like So my son loves Barkley. That's just his thing. He just likes Barkley. So I went this weekend to the local sporting store. Like, let me go pick him up a jersey. Nope, not a single Eagles thing available. They got nothing
Yeah.
as far as Eagles, right? And it just kind of shows you how it goes.
I
I
wore
would
a
bet.
Red Sox hat to Yankee Stadium once, and that did not go well. I had a friend tell me that it's overblown, any kind of rivalry or hatred. He's like, you can wear a Sox hat to Yankee Stadium, and so I wore it, and I took it off by the third inning. I was like, I am not gonna sit here wearing
Yeah.
this as people get more drunk. I got
That's to get more
multiple
drunk.
comments. It
It
was
get
not good.
worse.
Yeah.
That's what ends up happening. Um, absolutely. There's some bad news on MU. What do we got on MU? Um, what's the bad news?
Yeah, it is dropping here. What could that be? MU.
Oh yeah, MU is reacting. Um, reacting here. All right, friends. Let me get my stuff in place. I have Amazon. We're gonna go ahead and put Roblox in here. CRWV. NVDA and PLTR. Okay. Very, very good.
I don't know why MU is dropping here, but that's significant.
Yeah, MU's taking a little bit of a dive. Mm-mm-mm. Where is okay? Excellent. All right, friends. Careful today. It is Friday, so again, trade well. Be patient. No FOMO. Wait for the setup. Very, very important.
Yeah, so Walden Shing on the chat saying there's some analysis coming out saying NVIDIA is not going to use some memory from Micron.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing the same. I'm not really understanding it because I'm not smart enough to understand this news. So I'm trying to piece it together, but yeah, something going on. There's a lot of people online saying this doesn't make any sense though. That this is already known that Micron wouldn't supply these HBM4 chips. I don't know.
Mm.
Don't know.
Okay. All right, friends. Here it is. Open coming up. And there's the bell. All right. Let's see what the action is. Let's see who's getting the volume, who's looking good today. POTRs. POTR. I like POTR. I really do. I like the way they're moving here. So let's keep an eye on them closely.
I'm very interested to see what this market does today, Carlos. Friday's not usually a very strong trading day for me, and so I'll be more cautious here, hopefully. But I'm wondering if this bounce is not gonna get chewed up. We'll see. There's not a real strong catalyst for the market doing the sell-off it did. It just seems like
Mm-hmm.
it got up near all-time highs again and it went down to the bottom of the range that it's often been holding. So it may just be a repeat of that. We may be heading back up over the next few days, but don't
Yeah.
know. Hey, this poll's closer than I thought, Carlos.
Yeah. It's on. Let's see. Let's see how he ends up here. All right. PLTR, NVIDIA. Look at NVIDIA drop here. CrowdStrike not getting as much. Oh, now it is. Now it's moving. Roblox is dead in the water. There's nothing happening there. Um, Nothing happening there. Amazon. I kind of want Amazon to go long. Like I think it's an overreaction. So if I see any long opportunity, I'm away from my setup. I kind of want that to go long. I think it's again the
I
earnings didn't
cannot
seem
believe
that
it's back to
bad.
200, Carlos. This was flirting with 250 a week
Yeah.
ago. Like, what is this? This is ridiculous.
So let's see what
I
shakes
will
out.
sound emotional because
Because you're
I've
in
owned
this.
this
You're
stock
you're
for
in this. Yeah, yeah.
long time, dude. It's just nothing ever makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels like it's been a while since they had an earnings pop that even held and became part of
Hmm.
something bigger over the next few weeks. It just doesn't feel like any gains Amazon's gotten has been between earnings and kind of creeping up, and then it gets blown out of the water all over again.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
This initial SPY and Q's chart, these are kind of nasty, by the way. They're not looking particularly uh, trend worthy or anything. So we're seeing a lot of chop to my eye in the stocks here.
yeah.
So not a great looking start here.
Okay, okay. What do we got, friends? I'm gonna pull up my trading terminal so I can look at our atlas. All right, PLTR.
I'm going to make sure I get an alert set on a few things that were on the gap up list because those are the best to trade for breakouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to set one on Bloom Energy here below 155. It's falling pretty hard here, but it may come back up. And what else is on the gap up list this morning that might be good? Novo.
NVO we were talking about. I didn't put it in my list, but
Yeah,
that's also here. Yep.
could be good. That hasn't really done much here. If I set an alert, it'll probably go off in a second, but I'm going to set one anyway.
NVDA. Um, could be something here.
Nvidia's going higher, but the high day on Nvidia is right by yesterday's high. That's typically not a good place to take a trade. Plus, it's a little early to take the breakout for me, but not
Yeah.
going to touch that one. Leave that alone.
I'm gonna wait for the 5 minute RB on. If we can get a pullback and a good entry. See how it sets up, y'all. I would love a pullback. Coming up on the 5 minute here is rushing through, friends. So let's see if we can get something in here. Reminder, so important to keep your risk, okay? Keep your risk the same on every trade. Like don't be risking different amounts. It's very tough to trade that way and build consistency because what's gonna happen is the ones you risk a lot on, you end up losing, and then the ones you risk a little bit on, you end up winning, and then the numbers are just not gonna work, right? So, keep that use that hotkey is so important for new traders. I think it helps a lot to balance things out.
Yeah. We've had some discussion about that recently in the chat room and about whether you should risk a uniform amount of money on every trade. I'm a
Yeah,
big believer you should, especially when you're trying to figure things
it's the
out and
only
learn.
way.
If you're
Yeah,
not demonstrating you can make money, then you need to do that 100%. But yeah,
yeah.
I've never
The
understood
one
the
thing I
mentality
do
that
The one thing I do take like half size, like, and I know people say, oh, you shouldn't take a setup unless it's like an A quality setup. Well, you know what? Sometimes I find those B setups that I don't want to risk too much on. You know, let's say instead of risking 200, risk $100. It might still work or not. That I do take half size, right? But risking crazy amounts on every trade, not crazy amounts, different amounts on every trade, it's not going to work out. The numbers are going to be harder to work out. So. I'm not sure if you do that, John, or you take the same risk every time. What do you do?
I'm sorry, I had an alert going off in my ear right when what was the question?
I'm saying, do you do the same thing? You risk us the same amount every time?
Same amount, well, the same max amount. So yeah, I risk the same maximum amount of money loss on every trade, but I do reserve the right to get out early because
Yeah.
you can feel a high a day break that's failing sometimes before you have to like eat the full loss. So, if I get into something and I don't like it after a minute or two and it's not doing what I expected, it doesn't look like the breakout that it looked like it was going to be, then I'll often get out with a smaller loss. But the key is not to hold for the bigger loss. That's the key, that's the account killer, right? Don't bag. I've done it too. I'm sure everyone's done it. You hold something a little longer than you should, and it turns into a disaster. It's really not fun.
Yeah. I'm long NVIDIA, guys, here on this pullback and the move up. Let's see if we can break towards that 178, which is, I believe, close to our high of our pre-market, 177.92. I do love the 1 minute here, and I like the 5 minute as well. Look at all this buying pressure. So let's see if we could pull through it. So stop below the VWAP, so we'll give it 176.20. So about $1 and change on this one. Let's see if we can make it work. And then the PLTR is the other one that I was looking at. I like PLTR too, so it looks like it wants to engulf here. So I'm looking at that as well. See if we can get a breakout there too. Not in that yet, but that's one that I'm looking at as well. Let's see, what did Roblox do? Roblox ended up selling off actually. No, not bad.
There's a pullback on Tesla, so I'm gonna set an alert on Tesla now because it set a high of 404.87. I'm gonna set an alert at 404. Maybe I'm not gonna get an alert in, but I'm watching it. I might just watch it here. See if this wants to continue. This could be an ABCD play on Tesla. I mean, you had a strong run up there. It's doing its first pullback. This is kind of an ABCD setup if you're into those. I wait longer for the break of the high.
All right, here it is, guys. We might be getting this 177.92. And PLTR is the other one that I like, friends. PLTR. If it can engulf here, that could be another good 5 minute ORB potential breakout as well. I do like that there, but let's see where NVIDIA is going to go here.
AMD's at yesterday's high, by the way. So
nice.
If you're in it, that's an interesting level to maybe target or take some money or whatever. There's a bit of a rejection on it there.
Getting the break, guys. Let's see. You know what? I want to take a partial, but I want to be patient too. So let's see what the Atlas tells me to do. Let's see what it's telling us. No, we got to take a partial here. This is too good. Too good of a move.
I got long on it. I'm long Tesla 404.82. Most of these trades have been coming back to break even, so I'm already going to put my stop at break even on this. So this has to run clean. It's just the nature of what it's been doing lately. I don't want to lose money on it. So if it's a miracle move here and it wants to continue, then we'll take some profit. 407 is the pre-market up there.
And I get that too. It's what kind of like I'm trying to be patient and get more here, but things be pulling back so quickly to retest your break even.
Yeah.
So
there's the stop out, and like a problem I've had lately is I'm getting good initial pops, and when they start to come back, I've been letting them retest and they don't retest, and I've been getting burned over and over. And it's kind of like a drift from my normal way of trading. I don't know why I've been allowing it to happen so much. So I'm happy to get out of that one at break even. That didn't really go.
Yeah. Keep looking at so keep looking at Atlas, right? So this is Atlas. Oh, hold on, let me get you guys the right screen. Atlas on NVIDIA. It does look a little bit bullish. And I just hope that we can get up there. We got 180. Yeah, I don't think it'll go there all the way up there. I think it has to stop in a few places here, but overall it looks way more bullish than bearish here. So it's keeping me patient to not take a partial just yet. So here it is. We got 179 tons of orders up there, 23,000 orders there. So once we start getting close to that, I'm probably going to take a partial. I think here is good enough, guys. We are at 2 hours already. So partial there, good. Let's see if we can continue to just dig into this these levels up here. So 180, we have massive orders, 102,000 shares up there. So let's see if we can get there. So far, getting a nice break on it. So beautiful 5 minute ORB on NVIDIA. We find out NVIDIA is going to start trading well for us now. after it kind of abandoned us with some really horrible,
I was just gonna
horrible
say,
trading.
Carlos, I've
Yeah,
been burned by
been
it so
burned.
much
Oh,
lately. I'm not gonna
yeah,
touch it this morning, but there it goes.
there it is, man.
Well, one very clean breakout. The other one was a retest and go. But even that one kind of worked. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah, let's see. See if we can get through this 179. We got 180 as well. So looking good there, friends. CoreWeave did eventually break, not too clean. Roblox. How about Amazon? Amazon is just chop fest in here, friends. There is nothing happening on Amazon. So I don't expect it'll stay like that for the whole day. I think you might get a direction, but right now it's choppity chop on Amazon. Let's continue here with NVIDIA. Let's see if we can get anything else out of it.
Meta's having a bad day here. Tried to go green. It's since fallen quite a bit. AMD did look at that rejection on AMD at yesterday's high. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's why it's not good to trade into that level for the breakouts. It's such a tough level.
Yeah, I agree. That's struggling here. Pulling back to the 9. Hood and PLTR. Yep. I did not have Hood on my primary, so I'm not sure what's it doing. So let me go to it. Hood. Oh yeah, it did break out. Wait, didn't I have coin? Oh, I screwed up. I did have coin, but I didn't put coin on my list, and that was the problem. And if you guys are wondering what list, I'm talking about this one here. I didn't put them on this list. So this is my list of the stuff I'm watching. Here's the primary stuff up here. Primary tickets. For some reason, I missed. Hold on a second, friends. Hold on a second. What is going on? Whatever's going on, we love it on NVIDIA. So there it is, partial. We got that 180 on Trading Terminal here on Market Atlas. We got this 180. It's just a lot of orders. There's nothing down here. Look at this, nothing. So this looks good. Maybe we want to go test that 180, and then we'll see how things shake out. Once we get up there, well, we're gonna get there now. Actually, once we get there, let's see how things shake out. If orders keep coming up higher, or if we start seeing some kind of weakness in the bids. But right now, everything is just up at the moment. So hopefully we can continue taking advantage of that. But yeah, somehow I forgot to put coin on my list. Not sure how I missed that. Coin didn't do much though. Hood is the one that actually got the nice breakout, nicer breakout on Hood. PLTR is falling apart. NVIDIA is. I might take another partial here at 180 because you can see that the battle going on right now. See we're trying to dig into this number. We keep battling here. So if we break through, great, we can get a pop. But if we don't, we might struggle. Oh, here it is. Here's the breakout. There it is, the breakout. All right, so let's go ahead and take another partial here on NVIDIA. There we go.
I just tried a coin long and I got in it and it wasn't going. I was going to get out and take a small loss because I wanted to focus on AMD going again for that break under better circumstances. And I just got out of coin. I didn't take AMD, so I got no trade. So little indecision there.
Yeah. Yeah, I see coin doing some stuff.
Coin's a tough one. Still hasn't really broken out yet, and that thing can drop like a buck or two very quick.
Yeah,
so I'm not sad to be out of that. I'm sad to be missing AMD though.
Yeah. Coin is not easy to trade. I think it's easier down here around this 150 range. We talked about this earlier in the week. I think when it's up at 300, it's very difficult. But at these lower prices, for some reason, it trades a lot better. And let's see if the breakout's going to happen here as we continue to move higher. Next level on the Market Atlas on NVIDIA, by the way, is 181. You can see that basically we went through 180 and there's really no like demand down here at all, right? So not yet. At least we're starting to see a little bit pick up here. So obviously as we break through, there'll be some more uh, uh, resistance to go higher. There'll be some more people trying to pull it down, but right now it's still looking pretty good for that 181 and then 182 looking nice. So let's see if that can continue here, friends, on NVIDIA.
Okay, I'm long Tesla 405.28. I'm moving my stop to break even again.
All right. How does that
And I
look?
will take some money at the pre-market high probably, but we got to get there first.
See Tesla. Yeah, Tesla also looks very bullish as well. You got 407, 408, and 409. Let's see if it can maintain above this 405.50. All right, let's see how our secondary list is doing. Here's silver, not doing a whole lot. Hood actually broke out nice. If you took hood, congrats, you did well there. CoreWeave, I have CoreWeave on both my tickers. For some reason I got confused somehow. I don't know why I have them here both. But here's CoreWeave, trying to get something going now. ONDS, we had it on a secondary, nothing until right now. It's starting to break. And IREN could be good coming up to the previous day close. I know you guys mentioned this one earlier today. So it looks like we're above the VF. That could be trying to do something now. And then you're in Tesla. Good buddy, Tesla. Oh, nice, John. Let's go.
All right, so I'm taking 50% off, which hits my minimum profit target for that trade. So I have 50% of it now. I'm putting my stop back at break even, and we'll see. Now I'm going to snag me some hundies as they appear.
Yeah. There you go. This is gonna pay for the Super Bowl party this weekend for
They
John.
pay for a bunch of losses all week long is what it's going to pay for. All right.
How's the poll? Let's see. If you haven't voted yet, put your votes in. Let us know who you think is gonna win the Super Bowl. The breakout right now is 41% believe Patriots, 60% believes Seahawks.
As with many polls, it's the phrasing that matters.
Yep.
It's like, who do you think's going to win and who do you want to win is an interesting distinction sometimes.
Yes, that's why I put who will win, right? Because
Who will win, right?
right, because
Leaves
if
it
you
open to
say
interpretation, yeah.
right, who do you want? It's a whole different story. Like maybe you want the Seahawks, but you know that the Patriots are gonna beat them, right? So specifically put it out that way. Who will win? It's kind of like in the markets, right? The stock is, like great example. John wants Amazon to go up because he's in it, but the earnings says otherwise.
But
oh man, what you want and what's gonna happen, two different things. And man, it's just been it's been pretty bad today though. On Amazon. Again, people are just trying to figure out what's happening here, what's next. I think you need to wait on Amazon. I think eventually you will get a breakout one way or the other, but right now it's just trying to figure out what is happening. What's the situation here? We're down 9% almost, down lower even after hours, right? You were down all the way to, let's go take a look at the daily here. You got down to 196.55, right? So pretty low there, and have recovered some of it in the pre-market session. So see what it does. All right, NVIDIA's just struggling to get above this 181, so we just keep dancing around here at 187. We've already got a great move. We did very well already on this, but if we start to hesitate, I will take some more off. But right now, we just got to wait because we still look very bullish. But you can start to see now how people are building below 180 and lower, right? We didn't have this before. But now you start to see people thinking, oh, hey, it might be time to go back to the VWAP. So you start seeing a lot more pressure to pull lower than you had. So let's see if 181. We still got tons up here. Friends, if you don't have Market Atlas, you can get it. Head over to tradingterminal.com. It is an amazing tool. It really helps you make better decisions, more informed decisions, right? It's not, you can't trade with it on its own like any tool. As we are moving higher here, let's see 181. All right, let's see. I need to get something where maybe I can do this so you can see both. I'll have to set it up in a way that that's possible. You see both the charts, yeah.
Got to take some more off Tesla here because this hesitancy is
That's
killing me. And I'm
right.
actually in a lot of profit here for me. So I just want to
Mm.
make sure I capture some more. So I'm down to 25% of my original position, but still enough shares left to make some money.
Very, very nice. Wow, what a great Friday. Now, this is the way to end the week. Fridays are important. I think Fridays are special. I know people believe every day is the same. And they should treat it like it's the same, but I think Fridays are very special. You got to protect Fridays. As we take another partial here, let's see. Market Atlas is telling me to wait for 181.50, and I'm gonna wait because we just lost everyone down here. You saw all the people that were here. We just lost them. They went away. Wow. Okay, this is awesome, guys. Hopefully you took this trade. This was a very nice breakout. Hopefully you were able to join this one. What a great breakout we're getting here. So we're just gonna take a partial here, 181.63, and yeah, just nice push up, friends. Really, really nice. Great question. Do I trade less quantity on your second trade if your first trade is a winner? No. I trade the same, and not quantity. I trade the same risk, right? The same risk amount. There are times where I feel, it might not be the A plus setup that I always look at. It might not be the best quality setup, but I still believe the move can happen. I will reduce my position by half. I'll reduce my risk by half, right? That's probably the only thing I do. And I don't do that a lot. So whether I win the first trade, lose the first trade, the second trade, or third trade are still going to be the same risk amount. And this is how the numbers work out. Because if you start playing around and how you feel and this and that, then that's a whole different story. Now, I have done in the past where, hey, we had a really bad month, and we need to just kind of protect our account. Maybe we're not in sync with what the market is doing. So for the next month or something, I'll reduce the risk completely for that entire month and just trade less, right? And even a few years ago, situations where, you know what, you just don't got it. Go back to sim. And, you go back to sim and you just kind of, that you usually do that when you lose your confidence. When you lose your confidence, you feel like, okay, my strategy's not working no more. You got to go back to sim and just regain your confidence to make sure that you're doing okay, right? That you still believe in your strategy. Because the minute you don't believe in your strategy, that becomes a problem. That becomes very, very difficult. Like, I believe in my 5-minute RB. I believe in my VWAP breakout. And when they don't work, I don't trust them less, right? It's just part of the game. When you lose, it's just part of the game. That's it. The strategy is the strategy. But good question. Good question. And just keep in mind, it's not the be all end all. I mean, we have met so many traders, a lot of great, we don't just meet the ones that come and say, hey, I'm struggling and that. We meet the ones that are also doing very well, and they do things very different, right? So it's so important to find out what works for you. I know that's not what people want to hear at first, but it is. I always keep going back to this comment that we heard from Andrew. I think Andrew heard it from somebody else, where he mentioned, you got to make trading fit into your lifestyle, not your lifestyle into trading. That is so important. You are very different than me and John, Peter, Andrew, Brian. You got to make it work for you with the way you see the market, with the way you are personally. That is so important, right? So once you're able to do that, I think the rest is a little bit easier. And you really start just looking at the whole trading thing a whole lot different. So I think that's something to keep in mind. So take notes from when you see somebody do something. Oh man, that looks interesting. I might want to add that to my style. But don't be stuck with that's the way you have to do it, As Megan says yesterday, be curious and check things out. Iron broke above the VWAP here. Did not really give us a pullback. Now I hesitated with the previous day close. Wow, coming back down to the VWAP. It's moving. I don't see a play for us here, but it's definitely moving. All right, Nvidia's turning a bit. We have a nice cushion here all the way down at 177.30, so we can wait a little bit on this and see if we bounce off the 20. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah, this Nvidia is pretty good today. Pretty good. All right, what are we doing? Tesla. John, you're still in this, right? Because your entries, did you take out some up here at 408.77?
I I actually just added and I got stopped out because it brought my break even much
Oh,
closer. I probably added a little too much. I should have calculated where that was going to put my
you should
stop.
get this is sheet that John has that he can send you where he can calculate all the ads and tell you where the average is gonna be. Did you not use a spreadsheet today, John?
No, I kind of eyeballed it. So it's
Mm.
just yeah. Sometimes
I
it's a
gotta
little
use,
tough to eyeball because the little
yeah,
triangles are a little deceptive and where like the price actually sits where you're adding.
yeah. Yep.
Anyway, it's fine. I made good money. Totally hit my profit target on Tesla. In fact,
Nice.
my at the upper end of it. So it was
You got
kind
a
of
nice breakout, man. When it came
going
in,
for
you
the
got three
bonus there.
dollars. You got like $3 right away. Just shot up
Yeah.
408.50, 408.84 actually. I mean, it's pretty good.
This may be a very good trade here on the new high day break because it's trying to hold the pre-market high. And if it can do that, that's a bullish signal. Want to trade
I
with the
find that.
direction of the market at this point, though. Like the
Mhm.
current SPY candle is green, and so you kind of want to like look for a candle that's in your direction, if not an
Yeah.
entire trend. Let's see
I
what
find
happens.
that trace so difficult. But we see it happen all the time. Like I find it difficult once the stock gets going. So guys, you don't get to see John often here, but because he's in chat. But if you talk about it's so difficult to get in when something is trending, but that's the way to do it. Like right on these high of day breakouts, that's the way to get in a trade if it's strong, right? So you'll potentially be looking at a long here, John, on Tesla to get back in for the break.
Yes, but it's very stuck here.
Yeah.
Very difficult. Very stuck.
Um, I want that spreadsheet. We gave a link out. So we could put it back on there. John, you had a link on this, right? Or were you creating one? Or we could share the
Yeah, I'm a
spreadsheet.
little busy. I'm a little, give me a second here. I'm trying to figure out what to do with Tesla here.
Yeah, no, figure that out first, and we'll get you a link. We gave one out last week. You can guys download that spreadsheet.
Excuse me. I took another long, didn't work, so gave some back. Spreadsheet link. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, it's getting a little toppy. So it's Nvidia. Nvidia's also struggling to move higher here. Amazon still wrapping itself around the V up, so nothing happening there. PLTR, not great today. What else, friends? How about AMD? AMD also pulling back. All right, so things are pulling back a little bit. Um, I'll get out here. This is where I like to use the 20. If we start messing around and losing the 20, then I'll just get out of the trade. Um, if it bounces, I know this is a place where people like to add to maybe go retest the high. Maybe I'll add, but I'm gonna add like a very small amount just to kind of test the idea. Like literally, I'm gonna add 20 shares. Like that's it. So just to test the idea as we continue to practice this adding thing that we normally don't do. Like here's where we can add. Um. Uh. uh, uh, uh. Mm, not sure. At this point, it's not about the money because 20 shares is not going to do anything. It's going to barely move our thing. But it's about, does it make sense? Are you reading things right? It's more about being kind of somewhat right, or not right, but making the right decision here to add. Uh, Atlas, I keep looking at Atlas. It still looks very bullish. Like, yeah, we got some people hanging out at 180. but this still looks extremely bullish here. Let's see if we
There
can
you go.
hold.
There's a link to it.
Sweet, guys. There it is. Yes, yeah, okay, I'm glad they didn't add. Right, here's a 20. Let's see if we're going
It's
to
just a
hold.
weighted average in that spreadsheet, by the way. That's the kind of math you want to be able to like think about in your head, kind of like if you don't
Yeah.
understand what that is, like you want to understand that. Like, how does your average cost end up, your average entry price? You know, when you take multiple ads and to or multiple entries on a position, how does it end up being the number that it is? It's a weighted average of how many shares you took at each price. And so
Mhm.
some people, they honestly don't think about that, you know, so they get in at
Yeah.
one price and then they buy 5 times as many shares at another price. I think it's going to be like the average of those two prices. It's not. It's going to be much closer to the number that you took 5 times as
Mm-hmm.
much at, right? So
Yeah.
that's how people sometimes get messed up in their where they're at in their trade.
Agreed. 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 Agreed.
Tesla's going to be the thing that sucks me into nonsense now. One good trade, one bad trade. Now I got to be careful not to revenge trade this. No
Yeah.
promises.
All right. Looks like we're gonna lose the 20 here. So my bail on it. 180 continues to get tons of orders, so we might be coming back down to 120. I'm sorry, 180. You can see here we just keep getting big orders there. So that could be driving things closer. I mean, overall still bullish, but maybe we might not head up there until we get rid of this 180 people here. All right, so there it is. 180 is gone. Is that what we needed to head higher? Or is 179 going to become the next attraction?
We're in a clear downtrend here, by the way. So longs are tougher. Qs and the SPY
Yeah.
are both been going down for the last at least 10 minutes, if not more.
Yeah. All right, we'll get out here. All right, so there it is. We're definitely lost to 20. I was waiting around to see if the 180, if that would have, after we went to the 180, if we would have held here. But now we're getting the pile up on 179.60 and also 179. So we might pull even lower. And I definitely don't want to go to 179 on this thing. So yeah, we'll get out here. All right, so we'll get all out on NVIDIA, guys. Here at just above 179.50. And again, I think it'll go. I think it'll come back to retest the highs later. I just don't want to hang around for a pullback back towards my break even or even to 179. But Atlas looks very, very bullish. So, all right, Nvidia for the win today, guys. Haven't said that in a long time. Haven't
Yeah,
said
right.
that in a long time. Oh man.
I'm not back in Tesla. I'm thinking about it. This is becoming a very ugly range here.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to demonstrate that it wants to leave. And so, you know, that's the way I like to trade. I want proof that it has some enthusiasm to break out, some volume and some a strong move up toward the high or near it. Right now it's languishing. And if you enter here, I mean, you know, the benefit of getting in low is the lower entry if you're going long, but this is going to be a frustrating zone here until it gets out of this. If
Yeah.
it gets
Yep.
out of
Yep.
this.
Yep. All right, friends. What else we have? Tesla, Roblox, um, coin, nothing. How about AMD pulling back a little? So this is kind of pulling back with the overall market. Looks like you got your NVDA pulling back, AMD as well. Um, Amazon has done nothing all morning, unless you're a range trader and you're scalping this thing. It has done nothing all morning, so very very tough there, and don't see a whole lot happening. All right, friends, let's see what we got here. Just a reminder for our Lambos and Garbage Truck members, if you do want to join our Lambos and Garbage Truck family, you can head over to bearwoodtraders.com on YouTube here, youtube.com/bearwoodtraders, or just on our channel, and you can join and become part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. You get access to videos that are exclusively for our members and a whole bunch of stuff and some perks. Plus, we also do live giveaways every day here, funded account giveaway for you guys. So definitely make sure you do that. Let's see. See,
Meta continues to have a bad day. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're sliding pretty good here.
Yeah.
Have you tried their glasses? Their glasses look pretty cool. They're signing up a lot more companies now. Now they got Oakley. I see a lot of commercials for that. Have you tried that?
I'm trying very hard to get myself on the internet less, and the last thing I want to do is plaster the internet on my face. So no,
you don't want to pull up to the person with the dog, and instead of asking them what kind of dog it is, just go like this with your glasses and weirdly while they're looking at you and find out what kind of dog it is instead of having a normal conversation with the person. Okay, that makes sense.
I really don't.
That makes sense. I forgot who it was. I think it was a phone. I think it was either Android, Google, or Apple. I forgot which company it was, but it was the camera recognition thing. When there's a lady walking her dog, and an Asian guy, has nothing to do with Asian. It's just that's the guy that I think that it was an Asian guy or something, and he goes up to the dog and takes a picture of the dog so you can find out what kind of breed it is. I'm like, how creepy is that, man? Like, just you can't have a conversation with a person. Like, come on. Oh man, I found that so funny. Just ridiculous.
I think it'd be cool for your personal use when you're not interacting with it. We love airplanes, right, Carlos? You and I.
Yes. Oh yeah, I love airplanes.
I'm like a Flight Radar 24 addict, man. Like every time someone flies over my house, I pull it up and I'm like, what plane is that? What's it doing?
What is that? Yep.
I listen to live ATC. I combine the two apps and I listen to the radio transmissions and stuff. I just, it's like a little weirdo hot. My wife laughs about it, but I could dig if the glasses, I could look up in the sky, it would tell me the airplane. If it could link into the ATC and I could like look at the plane and hear its radio calls and stuff, like that'd be fun. Or if I went hunting,
that'd be cool.
My glasses could assist me somehow in that way. You know what I mean? Like, which would probably be illegal, but I don't know. Things by myself, I wouldn't mind. But the idea of going out in public and to a restaurant or a bar and interacting with people wearing them on your face, I can't. I don't know. It's the boomer in me, but I'm not digging this idea.
Not into that, huh? Wow, you're not kidding about Meta, man. What is going on? Did they? I mean, I know we're talking bad about their glasses, but not that bad. I mean, this is this is taking a dip today. Down 3%, 3.7 million shares traded. So it's got some volume. Man, it's taking a nice hit. John, are you a pilot? I don't think John is a pilot.
Nope,
if I could redo a career, I would have been a pilot for sure. 100%. But man, it was so expensive to get into becoming a pilot. The training was ridiculous. And my parents didn't have that type of money. It was way too expensive, the classes. Especially out here in New Jersey. So,
well, Carlos, one of my other favorite hobbies is watching like pilot debrief on YouTube. You ever watch that guy? He goes over like plane crashes and stuff.
Yeah, watch all that stuff, man. Yeah,
you watch enough of that, and you're like, you know what? I don't want to get in a small plane. That's fine. It's too many ways to die.
Too many things can go wrong.
My friend got his pilot's license, and he's been begging me to go out with him. He's had it for years now, and But he asked me when it was brand new, like he had just gotten his license. He's like, "Do you want to go flying?" I'm like, "Hell no! Like you don't even know how to fly yet, really. I mean, you got like 20 hours. Like, no, I don't want to go flying with you." But yeah, I'm still kind of fighting off his invitations because I don't really
Go,
want to
man.
risk going.
It's a lot of fun. My brother had his license when he was young. He got it when he was young, and we used to go flying all the time. Especially around here, it's crazy because you got three major airports. You got Teterboro. It's a lot of traffic here, so it's a lot of fun. Man, we used to go down the Hudson River, go down the Hudson,
Hell yeah.
and go come around, come back up, and you're so close to the buildings. It's an awesome thing. It really is. Um, but it's not great when it's bumpy. When it's bumpy, those things you're just like you're shaking the whole time. We went up one time, it was so bumpy. We are like, all right, this is not fun. Like we're working, like he's working, and I'm looking around for planes, make sure we don't run into any helicopters. So I'm like, all right, this is not relaxing. We did that
That
for a
is
little bit, and
such danger. That's
we
such
turned
busy
back
airspace. Do
around.
you remember the Yankees pitcher who flew into one of those buildings?
Yeah, I flew into the Empire State, I think it was, or
No, no, no,
something
no.
down there.
He flew into an apartment building on the on the I think it was
Was it
off
in
the Hudson
Central
River.
Park or something? I don't know, but yeah, he flew into a
No,
building
no,
with
it
his
was down by the
Cessna.
river, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to make a turn and he hit a building. So, it's
You know what it
dangerous
is
stuff.
too, and we'll get back to stocks right quick, is that people get too you can get cocky in these planes. Like I heard so many stories of people trying to take a nice turn when they have passengers, they want to make it smooth, and they take a nice turn in a valley and they don't realize that that turn is not going to make it. You got to make it uncomfortable. That plane will take a hard turn. Take the hard turn. Yeah, they're going to be scared shitless in the back, but you're going to make the turn, right? Don't be pretty when it comes to safety. You got to be rough with it. And I hear too many stories of people just, doing stupid stuff. And that's just not going to work, not up there. So just be careful. Just be careful. But yeah, man, I love it. I love it. A few of our members here in our community have, I know we have someone that does gliding. He invited me to do some gliding with him. I got to take him up on that. I think that would be so awesome to go on a glider. So, got a few people.
We have a ton of pilots in the BBT community. If you ever ask in the chat room who flies, who's got a license, like there's a lot usually. I mean, for the number of people in the room, it's a surprising amount.
Yeah, yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
SNDK just kissed that PDC, not quite hitting it exactly, but very, very close.
SNDK. How is that doing lately? Right back to 580. What's the daily look like? All right, friends. I don't see anything at the moment. If you guys see something, let me know. Right now, the only thing that really will come up is a VWAP breakout for me. So if you see anything coming towards the VWAP, that could be an opportunity. But right now, things are just bouncing off the VWAP at the moment. PLTR, NVDA came down to 180. I think watch NVIDIA go back up and retest. That would be interesting to see if it does that. And I think the only reason it came down, well, not the only reason, it could be many reasons. We don't know which one exactly, but Atlas did have a bunch of orders at 180. So I think that I got out maybe too early, which is okay. We had a good move already, but my theory was it's going to come to 180, eat those orders up, and then maybe head back up to 181, the high of the day. So let's see if it actually does that. It still has pressure, like 179. If you look here, 179 still has more orders. So whatever was 180, now we move lower here as well, 179. But again, overall, I think the stock is bullish. Overall, bigger picture. Let's see if that materializes. Who knows?
Amazon's coming back up here if anyone's watching it.
Oh, that's a good move. It's the best move so far because everything's been just up, down, up, down, up, down. The best breakout so far. I actually know we did this earlier right here and then we slam. But this looks better and cleaner for some reason. Let's see if it can. It's breaking above this area. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing you guys. It's breaking above this area here, which is where we had a lot of resistance before. What is that? That is 204. Next level we have is 204.88. This looks different. It's connecting very well. It's connecting very well, these candles here.
These are tough for breakouts because this this is a sad stock today, and you want to trade happy stocks on breakouts. Things where
Hmm.
people are bullish. People are not bullish on Amazon this morning. So it's
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 the
it's the inclination is like, oh, I bet it'll get some back,
yeah.
if I trade this because it's down so much. And that could be true, but it requires usually like a bigger stop, a lot more patience. They don't, in my opinion, just not good for breakouts to the high.
Yeah.
Trade the thing everyone's excited about, not the thing everyone's fearful about.
INTC. I see people looking at that one. Did turn around and drop here. Um. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Uh, El Patron. You're new to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. Welcome, my friend. It's great to have you. So, John, are you a full-time trader? Is the question that El Patron has for you.
This is what I do every day, but I do work for Variable Traders and P Capital. I'm also retired from the Army, so I have a couple streams of income besides day trading. So I'm not trying to put it out there that this is the only way I make money.
Yeah, it
But this is where
helps.
I sit every
Yeah,
day. This is
yeah.
this is where I am,
It helps to
slogging away.
alleviate the press. It's always tough, start part-time. Um, Start part-time. So important to start part-time. Don't do this full-time. If I were to do this again, I would definitely do this part-time. Can't. It's hard to do here in the East Coast part-time, right? Because jobs start at 9. But part-time is the way to go at first when you're starting out. So keep the day job, keep whatever the job you have. Like if my wife did not have great health benefits, trading would have been tough. Trading would have been tough because
Yeah, that's a big thing here in the
that's
US.
a
Yeah.
it's huge, especially with the ages of my kids, man. Oh, you need to have benefits. So, and at one point when we started doing somewhat better, when I started doing somewhat better, like, oh, let me see if I can, afford healthcare benefits. Yeah, right. We're looking for private healthcare benefits. My goodness, that's why people work. They work for healthcare. It is expensive. So, so my wife, she's got great benefits. She works for a hospital. So, if you don't have, everything connected in a certain way, it could be tough. So keep the day job, start part time. There's some people that are going to make, like, look, there's some people that are going to make 50,000, 100,000 a year, still have their job, and they're going to be loving life. Because when you have that out, when you're making that extra income, you go to your job even happier, right? And just gives you more flexibility. You take 2 week off, you have extra cash to do certain things you want to do. Maybe you get that, the extra vehicle you wanted or whatever, the extra vacation with all the trimmings. It gives you a lot more flexibility. So think of it that way. And then if it becomes something where, hey, over the last couple of years, you made so much out of it, has grown so much that you don't longer need your job, and you're able to cover, everything as if you would have a job, then go full time. But that shouldn't be the initial goal. Like have the big $1 million goal, but you got to have a couple of areas where you won't have to meet first, right? Have these goalposts that you want to get to before the $1 million trading stuff, right? Because even if you don't get to the $1 million trader a year, which is very difficult to get to, you can land very comfortably between 150 and 200 a year. You can be very comfortable, So, so aim for that. Aim for that. Uh, let's see here.
If I was day trading for income, 2025 would be bad. It'd be a case of like, okay, I'm not hardly making any income so far this year. So then what do you do? Do you dig into your capital, to pay your bills, and then you get less buying power? It's an ugly cycle. So day trading
Yeah.
as a paycheck, it's hard because like I've not lost confidence in ability or anything, but you just hit dry spells, you hit very good periods and stuff. But people who think like, oh, I'll pull this amount every day or every week, like that kind of consistency is extremely difficult.
Yeah. I made a mistake of quitting my job 2 years ago when I first joined BBT. Lost all my money. Now I'm working and trading much better. Yeah, it takes the pressure off. It really takes the pressure off. When you have that side income, so you know that you're not depending on on trading, like John just said, you're not depending on trading alone. It takes the pressure off, and you become a better trader because you really start focusing on the actual process and not the money so much. Man, I knew it. I knew NVIDIA was going to come back up. I got out too early. Market Atlas told me, stay in this trade. Let's get rid of this 180 people. And then let's go back up to 181. And it did just that. Just that. Now, it's okay. It's a great trade. I'm not complaining. But it sucks that I did visualize this and I didn't act on it the way I should have. So look at it there. There it goes. Back up to 181.50. Just awesome. Awesome, awesome. Let's see. What else we have? If I only trade 1 day a week, is it still possible to move to full-time trading? 1 day a week is tough, but it depends how you trade. I mean, if you're risking five grand on one trade a week, you'd be good. No, I'm kidding. But it could be tough 1 day a week because you don't get a lot of opportunities to do full-time, right? I think full-time you need to do more days than that. But again, I'm one person with one way of trading. Requires 5 days for me to do my thing. It could be different for somebody else, right? So I won't say it's not impossible. I just don't know what that looks like, right? I'll be honest, I don't know what that would look like to only trade 5 days, 5 days out of the month, 4 days out of the month, five in some months. Don't know how that would look like. Carlos, you work for BBT. Are you also a part-time stock lover? I love stocks, not as much as I used to. I used to love it too much, where it was affecting my weekends. I just wanted to get back to trading every time. I just want to be trading. So I'm starting to learn to appreciate other things aside from just trading. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but you gotta appreciate the time that it gets back to you, and then take advantage of that time. Go to the gym, go do this, go do that. You probably won't be able to see too many friends because they're all working during that time. Everybody else is working, but I appreciate the time that it provides me. I really do. And yeah, we work out for BBT. I'm do P Capital too. We got some couple of courses that we do there. I got a rental unit, and I got a couple of different sources of income. Nothing crazy, but having different sources is good. It's really good because again, some months you're gonna have a red month. If you have a red month, it shouldn't be hey, we can't have food on the table this month because I didn't make my goal this month. Can't have that. So you gotta have different things that are gonna bring the income and just kind of level you out. But one of the things I tell people is too, what's more important too, is because again, I know a lot of people that are just in so much debt. Get rid of your debt. If you get rid of your debt, if you learn how to manage money properly, trading becomes a lot easier because trading is part about managing money too. So you got to learn how to do that very well. If me and my wife had the debt we had before I left my job, this would have been very difficult, right? So get rid of your debt, put your finances in order, and then this becomes not easy, but a lot easier. So that helps too. That helps. And also where you live has a lot to do with it because, man, I live in a very, very costly area. I don't know why I live. I know why I live here, family and parents and all that stuff, but there's less expensive places to live. Do I have any superstitions for trading? Like missing stuff like that? Uh, Not necessarily. I don't. John, you do? Do you have any?
What's the question? Do I have any what?
Do you have any superstitions for trading?
No, I don't. No.
Yeah, I don't have any. Um, Nvidia, nice. Tesla, wow,
Well,
Tesla
actually,
really got
no,
stuck here.
I do weird little things
You
with my
do?
trading platform and every day. Well, I don't know if
Uh-huh.
they call it a superstition, but I do these odd little things. Like, how in DOS you can add, your market viewer, when you open it, it doesn't have any extra lines, you know, but you can add
Mm-hmm.
extra lines, but you have to do it every day, Carlos. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
You open your
I
market
don't.
viewer. Do you have a market viewer with like a list of stocks in DOS?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Yeah. Yeah. So every day you open it, at the bottom, if you go scroll to the bottom, there's only like two empty lines, like when you
Uh,
first open it.
okay, okay. So what do you do with it?
You tracking? I don't like there to be only two empty lines because sometimes during the day I'll add stocks. So like so what every time I want to add one, I have to like right click and go to like or like add new row or whatever. So
Like
every
this?
day when I start my trading platform, yeah, exactly. It bugs me. So every day I go in
Mm.
there and I add like 6,000 extra lines to start my day. I wouldn't call it superstitious, but I just want to in like so I found this secret way where you can add like hundreds of lines in seconds, and
Mm.
so I'll just add like a billion lines, empty lines to my trading platform. It's like one of my like weird ticks I do. It's not a superstition, but it's just bizarre thing I do every morning. I don't know
Yeah,
if that
yeah.
counts.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Um, nah, I mean, hey, I think when it comes to that stuff and hey, what the market does, superstition, all that stuff. I mean, we just gotta know that there's smarter people out there that got better equipment, that got better information, that are making better decisions, right? And we're as retail traders, I don't think we'll ever be to that level where we have the latest and best and greatest, right? It's gotten so far ahead of the information that we had many years ago. Now, anyone could trade from anywhere, right, and have pretty good access to everything. But if you try to go down the rabbit hole of what other companies, like I saw a video the other day where the guy was explaining, how these market makers beat order signals that you're sending. This happens like in milli nano, I don't know how many tenth of a second, right? Where they're beating your orders to different markets, right? It gets pretty wild. But if the way we're trading, if you start getting into that and then saying, oh, it's a scam or it's not going to work because the market makers are beating you, you know, you still can make money with the way we've trade, even if somebody else is beating you to a certain area, right? Because we're not trying to get entry here, and we're not trying to get out here, right? If we can get something in between here, you could do that very easily with many of the stocks that we trade. You're gonna be fine. But if you start getting into like, oh, they could see my order, they could see that. I think that's some of the superstition stuff that many people have. Um, our job is to get from here to here, right? We're not trying to like
Yeah.
time every perfect little trade. That's very difficult to do, right? And this is why we trade stocks in play, because stocks in play, they tend to move much better for us than the ones that do not. So, um, again, uh, don't get caught in the oh, they know what you're doing, they know where your stop is. Don't get caught into that. So what if they know it's not going to change the way we trade, right? For the most part.
I'm amazed by how much credit people give themselves to think a market maker cares about them or that they have to beat
Yeah.
they somehow have to have a system to beat the market maker, the algo. You need to think of yourself as that little fish that sucks onto the side of a shark. It rides around on the shark. The shark goes all over the ocean and the little fish is on its back or its belly and the shark doesn't even know it's there. That's the ride you're trying to take. The shark's the market
Mm.
maker or the algo or the big money. It's JP Morgan. You're the little sucker fish trying to go along. If a market maker wants to move a stock from A to B on a certain day, then they're going to move it. And they're
Yeah.
not going to stop
Yeah.
moving it because you bought 20 shares. Like he's like, get over yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's not what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's totally not.
Oh,
Like,
Andrew, see,
yeah,
Andrew.
they might go down to certain
Hmm.
whatever. Okay. Sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no, finish. I like it.
I'm all done. Forget it. I won't roll rant forever.
That was a rant actually. See, we haven't ranted much because Peter's not here, but I think we just did a rant for you there. So
Well,
I was looking at
it's annoying working with traders trying to work this out, and they act like they're
yeah,
so important that the market's trying to get them, and it's not. Like you need to
it's
hold for your
not.
targets and
Yeah,
like stop selling early and obey your stops, and you'll do better in trading. But if you're not going to do these things, then you're just
yeah,
going to have a hell of a time, you know. So
yeah. So Andrew took this trade, guys. Look at that. He went long here. This is where the 180 level was in Atlas, and he did partial into this beautiful play here, man. That is nice. That is nice. Then he took it early too. Added. Did he get out? Oh, I hope he didn't get out. I hope he parsed. No, he probably got out. Oh, it worked. I wonder if he got out. When he comes on later, we'll find out. But yeah, he got it here. Pretty nice, and man, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I bet he looked at Atlas. He had to because Atlas told me the same thing, and I just didn't act the way I didn't react the way I should have on Nvidia there. Um, but yeah, look at that move: 182, 85, 88 on Nvidia. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. What a great day today. What a great day. Market paranoia. Yeah, there's some of that market paranoia that is just. And again, if you want to um see that that's not the case, trading sim. Trading sim, and you can see that you might end up doing the same thing you do trading live, but in sim, nobody's watching. Nobody's looking at your orders. Nobody's looking at your orders, and I've done that many times where by mistake I was trading in sim, thought I was live, and I traded exactly the same, and I thought the market was out to get me, and blah blah blah. I had a horrible day, and just realized that you was in sim, and the market didn't even know you were in it. So, it's not really a thing that you should be worrying about. All right, good stuff, man. Tesla did eventually break out here, guys, to 410.53 is the high now. AMD, everything just kind of bounced off that VWAP and went higher. Little fish, yes. Friends, just a reminder, we are running a beautiful promo on our website, so you could definitely get access to that. I'll show you where it is here. So if you want to join right over here, you can do so. Head over to bearwithtrace.com, scroll to the bottom, and you can get 50% off the annual membership there. So take advantage of that. It's a great, great deal. And you get access to a bunch of stuff, plus one-on-one coaching as well. So you get one session with a one-on-one coach, which is really, really good. So you definitely want to try that out and get some information about your trading, get some questions answered. On Monday, we'll be live with the onboarding class. So you can come join us there and ask questions, get a feel for what the community is like. So if you've been thinking of trying that out, definitely now's the time to do it. Take advantage of that.
Tesla's kind of stuck at 410, really. It's trying to figure out, is it going to be more than 410 today or less than 410? These decade levels are sticky.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Oh, hell yeah, there's a pop.
Wow. NVIDIA's going, friends. It's rocking. It's going to go to 183 here. It is rocking. Good day. Everything is green on my screen. Everything. And I just had iron. Iron was the only other one that was red. Just went green a few minutes ago here, a few seconds ago. Amazon is the only thing that's red. Down 8%. Everything else, Roblox up 7%. Tesla 3%. NVIDIA 6.4 and climbing. Oh, I could have been in this. PLTR.
Okay, I'm long Tesla, by the way. I'm long
yes.
from 409.20. I didn't say anything because I have over traded the hell out of this. This is embarrassing how much I've traded this thing today. It's very embarrassing being here trying to trade responsibly on YouTube, and like I've lost my mind on Tesla today.
Hey, so sometimes it takes a couple of stabs, but I noticed, John, that you trade a little bit like Peter, where you will take a bunch of trades, but your stops are tight, or like for the most part, if you don't see it going your way right away, you get out. For the most part, you're not waiting for full blown stops every time. Is that what you'll wait for your whole stop the whole time? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
No. I'll get out based on a lot of feel, but
on the feel. So like you'll get out before your stop, basically.
What's been happening lately for a few weeks now, Carlos? I'm catching pops. I'm getting the right entries, but they are rejecting so violently that when I'm trying to decide whether to get out at break even, if I don't have a hard stop in yet, I'm taking these terrible losses because it's crashing down. Like it's much more violent than I'm used to. And it is just killing me with like these stupid losses that pile up as I try to get something going. So it's just been a pain in the neck. So we'll see. Hopefully Tesla can get a trend going here. You couldn't even tell looking at my Tesla chart like what the hell I've done. Like there's good trades and
do you want to share it? Bring it up. Like you want to share it? Like a second, just
picture a chart.
I don't blame you.
Picture a chart with crap all over it. It's embarrassing.
Oh man,
People
let me
will
draw
start
you.
asking like specific questions. If I share it, they'll be like, "Why'd you enter there?" And I'm gonna be like, "I don't know. I don't know what I did this morning."
I don't have an answer for you. Oh man,
So the
a
market's trying
Christmas
to
tree.
break its own high of day today, by the way. So as
Yep.
the SPY tries to go over its high of day, I think it's holding some things up, and everyone's wondering now, is the SPY going higher or not?
Hmm.
And the Qs are also pushing not quite their high of day, but yesterday's high, and that's a very tough level, like I mentioned earlier, for any stock or the indices or whatever. So we're kind of in a decision point here. And down comes Tesla. You gotta be kidding me, man. Give me a trend. Give me a damn trend.
Yeah, it's
It's been forever.
wow. Look at Roblox did a nice little move here. Actually, did a pretty good VWAP breakout. We were looking for it, and I did not pay attention to this one because I thought it was gonna be just dead. Like at the open did nothing. It had a drop. It wasn't doing much, but actually came alive here after 10:15. It's a beautiful breakout. Here's the pullback towards the VWAP, and then the the breakout trade. So very nice. Very nice. So hopefully you guys took down if you were watching it. I had it on my list, but again, I was not really didn't see that coming. And I really stopped going back to it once it wasn't really doing anything anymore. So stop taking a look at it. Okay, NVIDIA, CRWV on fire. CRWV. Oh yeah, this thing kept going. Very, very nice.
Uh,
Oh,
Small
Joe,
ad on
did you tell me?
Tesla, not
Yeah.
nearly not nearly as much as last time. So I might add again at high a day if Tesla will get me there, but let's see what happens.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Richard, how you doing, my friend, over on X? Well, see, Richard's a pilot's guy too. I'm gonna follow Richard here. He's got a. I like X's. X. We can I can click on people's profiles, right? So I can come here. We can click on profiles here. So here's Richard. Here's his profile. He got his what's that, F14? I can't tell what that is, but very, very
An
nice.
F-18.
So that's F18. So we'll follow
Yeah.
Richard back there. Very nice. Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. F18 Hornet, says Richard. Says the other Richard in on YouTube. Or is it the same Richard? Are you double dipping, Richard? It's the same guy on X.
That's a plane
It
they tried
is
to
actually,
cancel
yeah.
a lot. It ran into a lot of trouble in its development, and a lot of people in Congress wanted to kill it, and they eventually kept it going, and now it's a fantastic platform.
Oh, it is the same Richard. Awesome. Okay. Good to see you, man. Richard's been with us for some time. Beautiful stuff. Um, all right, all right. I don't see anything else, friends. It may be one and done for me today. I don't find any other opportunities here. Roblox would have been it as far as VI breakouts, but nothing else has really. The VI breakout has not really been in play today because everything is either around the VWAP is very choppy, and everything that's been moving is just been up and up and up. Didn't really come back to the VWAP or it's not breaking through a VWAP. So you're not seeing any of that today. It's early, so we might be getting into some reversals. CoreWeave, man, this thing is just keeps going. That was a good one today. Up 14%.
Tesla, give me a break, man. I need a win. Come on.
Come on, Tesla.
Come on, Tesla. Give Johnny a little something here.
Yeah, a little sign. Come on. Oh man. That
I
is
fear
good.
I fear I brought my break even too close to the price action here because
Mm.
I added a couple times. If I get a pop, we can take some money. I need to get back up above 411 though. Come on, baby.
Let's see. Let's see.
Poppy, 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 poppy. Come on.
Rick, that's a good one. F18 is the hashtag for today's funded account. Yeah, I like that. I mean, John, you've been around these things probably a lot in your service, but man, when we went to San Diego with Mike, these things were loud. Like I seen a couple air shows, but when we're in the base, they were loud, man. These things are no joke. Um,
Yeah, we when I was deployed, sometimes we'd have a situation called troops in contact when we were, getting in the fight. And
mhm.
we'd always have a F-16 or F-18 on station above our heads, and they'd come in and they would do these extremely low afterburner passes at like 200 feet above the city, and it would scare the hell out of you. And what it tended to do was make all the dudes you were bothered by go hide, so you could poke your head up again and figure out what's going on. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they are
Nice,
loud.
nice. All right, Tesla's trying. It
It
is
is.
trying.
There's a good pop in the
It's
SPY that might help me.
yeah. Got your high at 411.57. Just get up there, Tesla. Come on.
I gotta trust in a bigger move. It's tempting to take some here because it would be an okay partial, but like I
Yeah.
have to
Yep.
stick to my what I've learned over the years, and it just hold for something bigger, which is possible. But it'll be
Yeah.
frustrating if I get stopped out. But that's the way it goes. Not liking that we just went above 411, but didn't want to continue because the market is pushing over its high of day, and I'm wanting Tesla to follow that more, and it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of got me worried.
Let's see if we can do it there. Come on, 411. Get up
At that
there.
Get up there. There we go. There's bids above 411. That's a good sign. Come on, at least go high a day. 411.50. Oh, you dirty bird. Get up there. There's three
How
upper
is
wicks on the 1 minute chart that are starting to look very ugly here. It keeps flaming out around 411.30.
yeah, even Atlas looks a little bit tough on it because you do have a lot towards the bottom here. It looks more bullish for sure, but it's not gonna be an easy break here, man. It's giving you that's probably what's giving you a hard time. Like you have a lot down there. See 411. There it is. Come on. Just break through, Tesla. You could do it.
Break it. Come on for Johnny. Do it.
You could do it.
I need this.
Right, very good, very good. What else we got, friends? Um, Not a bad Friday, guys. A lot of opportunities today, so you could have traded so many different things, and you would have done well. Let's take a look here at where is how did the poll end? Looking for the poll. All right, we'll end here. Hey, John, not too bad, man. 45% Patriots, 55% Seahawks. So that's not a 308 votes. It's not bad, man.
Take that. There we go,
Oh, here
Tesla.
it is.
There
You're
we go,
getting a move
Tesla.
now. Here it is. Now it's happening. Now it's
All right,
happening.
I'm taking some there. That's the high day. This is a little paper-handed, but I need to
Yeah.
start correcting this day. So, and that really helps. So,
Yep. Yep.
still got decent shares on it to make some money.
Let's see. 412. Come on. 411.76 is the high. How do you guys do today? What did you guys trade? Did you do all right for this Friday? Look at Tesla go now. There it is. Go get those 412s. Everybody's readjusting. There it is. 412.10. 413. Getting a bunch of stuff up there also. Nice. Looking good. Looking good. Looks like it's going to run here. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so you traded IREN today. Good. PLTR. AMD treated you nicely. Let's take a look at AMD. Good. Um, yep, had a nice breakout. Awesome. SMCI still going for you. Let's take a look here. SMCI. Oh wow, SMCI is a nice breakout. That's a nice breakout. And look at that. Look at the bids come. I mean the ask coming in there. So you might break to 34. Here's the break coming. Come on, you could do it. So good stuff. SMCI, nice. ROIV, NVDA, all green. Good stuff, man. Roboski, good to see you. Haven't seen you in the chat in a bit. Good to see you, my friend. XPX Tesla for 3 hours. Awesome. NVIDIA was nice. Good. Yeah, video was lovely.
Bitcoin's back to 69,000. I'm sure there's a lot of crypto people happy to see that thing ticking up today.
Hey, Carlos, how are you doing, buddy?
Hey, Andrew, how are you, my friend?
I am
Oh,
good. So I came to say hi. If you put it in the chat room as well, that would be
yes.
nice.
I will. I will. Let's get it in here. I'm getting an echo. Is that you, John? Wait,
Oh no, it's
or
me. It's me. It's me.
okay. All right,
It
let's
must
get
be
it
me.
here. All right, we'll get it in the chat.
How are you doing, John?
Oh, I'm getting by, Andrew. It's been a bit of a lack of discipline morning, unfortunately.
I know. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I actually had a really big loss on the puts that I sold at Microsoft. Um,
Oh, sorry.
I rolled
Sorry to
them
hear that.
over. I rolled them over, so hopefully by next week you can be better. If Carlos can send it to chat room. Carlos, you don't do the chat room? Oh, yeah, it's coming.
No, I do, but now it gives me a hard time. I got like reset for some reason. It's weird now. The first time around, but it's on.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So I had a pretty good day trading, but I had a really big loss on the sold puts on Microsoft that I sold. So trading was really good. So I had a $26,000 win on the AMD, some really nice profit on NVDA, but I had a really big loss on Microsoft. I sold puts at 405, and just like yesterday dropped 5% on me, and I really lost. I rolled them over for next week. So let's see what's going to happen next week if I make that money back, if it stays above 400 or not. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But that was a really big loss. But day trading was really nice. So almost $30,000. But these selling puts, naked puts are a little bit tricky. So Microsoft, I would have made money if it stays above 4 or 5. So I sold it when I was here, but I really didn't see this day coming yesterday. It was really bad, and just lost money. But if by the end of next week comes above 400, I make it back. So I roll them over. Um, AMD was a really nice trade. I know a lot of people in the community took them. So I took it 1 minute to range breakout, turned out to be a really nice 5 minute to range breakout as well. So there was a really nice profit. I got out of it, unfortunately, too early. So I didn't get the last move that I was hoping to get. So I got 1 minute range break. I added one time, 2 times, and 3 times. I got just above 204. I got out of it here and then later went back to 206. 920 on NVDA was another trade that I really enjoyed taking it. So I went long NVIDIA as well, same trade, but I got out of it at the open, so I didn't make any money at the open. But later, when it did a 920, which is essentially reversal on a 2 minute chart, so made some decent money on this one on NVDA. Yeah, Samit. So it was a smaller size and a smaller move, obviously from 179 to 182. So it was a smaller size and a smaller move on NVDA. That's why the profit is smaller. Plus on AMD, so it was a bigger move from 197 to 205. And plus I added multiple times big size. So that's why it was a little bit, the profit was bigger. So it was a very interesting, it was a very, very interesting day. So market opened strong, but definitely AI is losing steam. Amazon is losing a lot of money. It's coming back, but definitely is a very, very interesting environment dynamic in the market. overall, SPY is holding pretty well. It's just a little bit below all-time high, but has been really volatile in the last 3, 4 months. It's been extremely volatile, and this is a very weird market that we've seen. So maybe the whole year stays like this, volatile but flat. This is really, really interesting market. I've never seen a market like that. Like we always see the bull market or bear market, but it's been since October, extremely volatile day. But when you look at the, daily chart, it's pretty much range bound.
I'm still in a Tesla trade here, Andrew. I've got a stop at 409.68. That's a break-even stop, and 410's trying to hold. It'd be nice if it does, and we get back up near the high day on Tesla. I don't know. That might be a lot to ask, but still holding here. So you're back, Andrew. Where did you go after Spain? You went to Dubai or something?
I went to Dubai for a couple of nights to see my family. It was really nice. And um, it was very nice to relax for a few days, but I'm really tired, and these long travels really hit me. And
Still watching Tesla here. 410 still saving me. I don't think it's going to do it for the long run here. I think I'm going to get stopped out at break even. Just keeps trying to go higher. It's got a real lower low, lower high look to it right now. It's been a battle today, Andrew. It's been a battle all of January and
yeah.
battling into February.
So what did you do on Tesla? You went long at 408?
I traded it 6 million times, first of all.
Oh,
That's a little more than I usually trade.
wow.
A little bit of,
Sorry.
a little bit of over trading problem. I don't know. I just a bunch of high day break attempts. 2 of them worked very well. A bunch of them didn't. It's all about a break even result. I'm tired, Andrew. It's been a rough 3 or 4 weeks of trading.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It's a protect your capital kind of time here, don't
Yeah.
lose too much so we can get it back later, but it's been rough.
Yeah, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I'm also not having a good time. So if it makes you feel any better.
Somebody must be. Peter's having a good time. He's in Aruba.
He's in Aruba, yeah, definitely. He's having a really, really good time. SPY is holdings pulling back.
What do you think, Andrew? Is this the beginning? We're going to range balance on the SPY kind of from these lows around 675, or we've kind of held before? Are we going back up toward the 690s, or is this a fake out today?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I it's really don't know. I didn't think that the Microsoft is dropping like this. Who thought Bitcoin is gonna go below $60,000? Like, I don't know. Like, really, uh, it's look at this SPY chart. Honestly, I've never seen a chart like this in the whole last like since October. We are extremely volatile, but essentially range bound. So
Yeah.
we might be another 6 months of this. Market doesn't want to go up and doesn't want to go down, and it's just I don't know, to be honest with you. And I paid the price for it, like in this goods that I sold, so I got a really big loss on it. So
I feel like this is a bit of a dead cat bounce, but I don't know. I mean, if you look at the chart, it says we could easily go back up near the highs, but
yeah,
it's
I
been,
know.
I don't know. There's a different vibe with all the earnings coming in. A lot of these stocks are posting good numbers and getting crushed, and it feels like people are finally really taking their money out of this market, maybe.
Yeah, I mean everybody's beating the numbers, but again, the spending has been a little bit crazy, obviously. Um, but again, it's all hype. It's all hype. Like yesterday, they say, "Oh, this anthropic AI suffers. It's just over," and Microsoft and all the software companies are selling off. But it's not that easy. Like it's the hype. I don't think like you can't go to AI and say, "Hey, build a trading terminal for me," and then whoop, in 2 days it creates for you. It's all the hype. But the market is irrational and can stay irrational way more than you stay liquid.
Yeah, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't when it comes to this AI spending, it seems like, because if you're the one tech company that's going to call BS on it and call it a bubble or something, I think that's going to really hurt you and say, like, I'm not playing. I'm not gonna spend what everyone else is spending. I think everyone's overdoing it. But yet Amazon's proving this morning, tell people you're spending a lot, more than they expected, and that's a bad reaction too. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's really, I don't know, it's really nobody really knows, and that's the problem. If the market was easy to figure out, it would have been everybody would have been billionaire. And market sometimes changes only based on small, incremental buyers and sellers. Like if you know a little bit of the people think that they don't buy, it just moves significantly. The Bitcoin, for example, I know I was reading some posts yesterday that Bitcoin price is really not supply and demand. There's so much, derivative and so much, complex financial instruments around it
Right.
that these price moves are not, oh, it's not about the 21 million Bitcoin and then people would buy and then goes up. It's way more complex. There's so many swaps on it. There's so many futures on it, so many leverage products around it, so many lending around it. And these are creating significant financial volatility.
NVIDIA is pushing up on its high of day. That's not something I'm going to take. I've had enough. I'm
I
calling
still have
quits here.
some. I don't have much left, but I still have some. NVIDIA at 422.
It's up quite a bit, 6.2%. That's a very big day for NVIDIA.
Um, you said, John, your wife is a pharmacist?
She's a pharmacy technologist, but what she does is she buys drugs for the hospital system here up in New Hampshire. So she's on a computer all day, kind of like buying, just like looking. She's not buying and selling, but she's only buying. She's going through different markets and trying to find the drugs the hospital system needs at the best prices and wheeling and dealing. It's a very interesting job.
So she's a drug dealer.
She's a drug dealer, exactly. That's what we tell
Oh,
everyone. She's literally a
that's
drug dealer.
you used a lot of words and sentences not to say that word, but she's a drug dealer officially.
That's what she does. I asked her, she does buy, they buy very few drugs from Mark Cuban's outfit, but they do buy some. But mostly they're buying for a hospital system. So they're not buying like a lot of the stuff you see advertised on TV often, the stuff they're pushing on people. That's not what they're buying. It's more what a hospital needs day to day.
Yeah. Dead cat bounce. Did Carlos do the funded account giveaway? Oh, by the way, this is the funded account profit. So let me share my screen. Um, and actually um, send it to Carlos as well. We can show it, Carlos. Is
Yep,
Carlos
go for
alive?
it. Nope, I'm here. I am here. Let's see.
So yeah, we had so today was a really good day for the funded account traders. So Ronald got $331. I can um, Just Kamal got $10,000. The original PNL was 10,050. Deep got 564. Supros, another trader in the chat room, $10,000, and Brad, $7,289. Congratulations for the funded account traders today. It's pretty good. Absolutely. And by the way, guys, we do have the retreat on Egypt. I'm going to go to Egypt end of March. So I want to do. So if anyone wants to come, right now we are 5 people. So it's going to be I've never been to Egypt. I've always been loved to go to Egypt, and it's this one is 10 nights, 11 days in Cairo, Hurghada, Luxor, and Fayoum. There are 12 excursions that we planned, including trading, all five-star hotels accommodations. And the itinerary is there. There's so many, amazing things that we do. It's probably one of the best trips that you can do for Egypt. So my best friend Faris, he's Egyptian. He's coming with us. So you're going with a local, and super exciting. The itinerary is in there, and there's a PDF that you can actually get and see what's happening, what's included. So all the details are in there, and I'm actually super excited to go there. And if anyone signs up in there, I'll give you 1 year membership of Variable Traders as well. So to recoup some of your investment. So all the details in there, Variable Traders /retreat. So this would be officially our third retreat. We did Thailand, Colombia, and then Egypt is one of the best. And Egypt is a country that you don't want to buy a ticket yourself and go. Like, it's, you got to go with the team, you got to go with the group, you got to go with there's so much to see, but it's also, it's not a country that you want to, it's not like Switzerland, you got to go with a group of friends. So, yeah, so that would be nice. And I don't expect a really big group. So I think it's probably only if 10 people will come. There'll be almost 5, and I think that would be super nice. So if anyone wants to come, March 27th to April 6th.
You need to get yourself Indiana Jones get up there, Andrew. The hat, the vest, khaki pants.
Copy that, sir. I get that. I get everything.
Watching NVIDIA here. It's putting up an interesting battle here right below 183. There's 183, 183.11.
Nice. Yeah, things are really turning around. SPY's turning around half a day.
Yep, SPY's pushing high day. That's going to be helping NVIDIA. The Qs are about to hit yesterday's high, which is a bit of a sticky level. So we'll see if that can get through there. If that stalls out there, this may stall some of these tech moves. Hard to tell. All these tech stocks are kind of doing different stories today, so it's hard to tell what might react to what the Qs are doing.
SPY's going up.
All right. I did take some NVIDIA 182.94. So I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to move my stop to break even. This is how I trade. And we'll see. I'm actually going to move it to 182.99. Love to get a straight move to 184 here. I don't know if it's going to allow that.
All right, so I think it's 11:05. Thor, I know he's traveling to New York. I don't know if he's coming or not. Carlos, what's the plan for YouTube guys?
Oh, so we have Gary and Paris joining here and streaming into the chat room. So Gary and Paris, if you're listening, you can start hopping into VMix and we'll get you guys there.
Perfect.
Morning video.
Yeah, Qs are reaping, everything is bouncing back. Microsoft piece of garbage. I covered my thing is now going back up. Can you believe that? All right. All right, guys. So handing it over to Paris. Paris, you had a really nice trade. What would you trade? You traded Amazon, huh? Yeah, you shared that on Amazon. So, this is a really nice trade on Amazon. Very nice.
Hey, Andrew. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Thanks, John. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on Monday morning, guys. Today's Friday. Yeah, today's Friday. Yes. So I'll see you guys
Yes.
on Monday morning.
Alrighty, thanks, Andrew.
Cheers. Bye.
Perfect. Thank you so much. What's up, BBT? How is everyone doing in YouTube land and
Good,
the chat
good.
room?
Just give
Hey,
me a second
Paris.
while I do let's do the funded account. So let's do that because we
Yeah,
forgot
let's do
to.
the funded account. This
Yeah,
is gonna
let's
be
do that.
fun.
Yes. All right, friends. Let me turn it on. We're having too much fun with trading. We forgot about the funded account. So hashtag funded account, friends. You could do that now, and I'm gonna bring this in here, and we'll get you guys set up. Just 1 second. How you guys do today on the trading? How's your day?
I
I
had a
pretty
great
good
day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Good day.
Ah, it's
It's
good. I like that.
I was speaking about NVIDIA to 180, how options are lit. Paris yesterday, if you remember, YouTube guys, if you remember, we were
Yeah.
speaking about it yesterday. This is exactly what we were expecting, although I did not trade NVIDIA. I traded something else. I traded, what do you call, MSTR. So hold on, let me just actually get everything set up here.
Yeah, and if you guys share your screen, I can bring it up. All right, well, we get that set up, friends. Hashtag fund it. It's gonna get you in. Wait, what happened? How come the entries are not coming in? Wait, what did I do? I messed up something. Hashtag Megan from yesterday. Hashtag fund it. Hold on. I messed up something here. Okay, now we got it. There it is. Do it again, please, guys. I want to make sure you don't miss out. So do fund it again if you did it once and it wasn't registered. So I see you traded Tesla, Paris. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I traded Tesla and I traded Amazon.
Awesome.
I have a very small piece left on MSTR. Let's see if we can get 133.
Sweet, man. Oh, well, we're gonna love to hear how you traded Amazon because that looked brutal. So I want to see how you traded that one today. That one was. Were you able to get a good move on it?
Oh yeah, from 202
nice.
to 206.50.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Amazon?
Yeah.
I got it from 205 to 206.50. Yeah, give or take, exactly.
Oh,
I
okay.
know maybe
Nice.
I guess both of us were looking at the same price, huh, Paris, for a possible rejection.
No, I got it from 202. So
Yeah, I know. I wasn't looking at it over there. When I saw it, I got it, but that's what I was looking for. And but trade of the day for me was MSTR. I got in pre-market as we bounced from VWAP. I wanted it to go higher before market opened, so I got out before the market opened. I bought, came back down, came back to the moving averages. I bought more. I got rid of this guy over here as we went over it. Few partials over here. I was out, I would say about 80%.
but one second, are we done with this thing?
No, not
Okay,
yet.
so let's
Yeah.
wait for this thing to Gary.
Yeah.
He was going. I'm like, I want to hear. I want to listen. I want to bring.
So
Gary
let's
was
get
in
the
the
funded
zone,
account
man.
please done.
He was like, I'm ready to go. All right, guys. Here it is. The winner for today on the funded account 321 for this beautiful Friday is going to be Brett Beckner, 8226. Congratulations, you're the winner.
Right.
So congrats. Send me an email, carlos@babeltraders.com, and we'll get you all set up, my friend. Take care. You guys have a great weekend. I'll leave you with Gary and in Paris.
Awesome.
Stick around, Carlos, if you wanna.
Oh, I'm gonna stick around. I always listen in. I'm always gonna be here listening in, but
Okay.
let you guys do your thing.
Man, give Carlos a break. He's like
I know. He has been at it since like 8:30. All right.
Yeah, Gary, now you take over, and I want to listen to what you did on MSTR.
All right. So MSTR. Now, yesterday, what happened? What is this? How do I don't know why this keeps on coming and I can't get rid of this. Okay. So we saw BTC capitulation event yesterday. I was speaking about, and MSTR was oversold on the daily. So if you go to the daily, we were outside the Bollinger's band. We were really, really down. The stocks lost 50% in almost 10 days. And that's after losing, everything is negative about the name. Bitcoin had a capitulation event. Today, Bitcoin is rallying up. MSTR is kind of opening a little higher. As long as we hold this range, breakout right here, 820, hold the VWAP. I kind of took this entry. The only reason I got out, it did not hit my technical stop loss. What I was scared of is in the morning, if we get this push down, like to stop everyone out back to this area, that's what I was scared about. So let me take actually this. I was scared about us coming back to this area in the morning. So that is why I was not willing to hold and I got out. So now back to my trade. As we did, I was very aggressive here, small size here, doubled my size here, let this go. Partial in the 120 to 50 area, this area. And then I was looking for 125, which then I added more, immediately got stopped out. Then I added more twice. This loss I covered with this partial, then partial more. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to move my stop loss here. And then let's see if we can get 130. Then within 125, I was just scraped. Now, I still have a core position, but I started scraping around it. I wanted this move from 124.99 to 125.56. Just, when you're going to be here, you're going to break high of day. It's going to attract towards the next pivot level. So, and would this be a potential new entry? Absolutely not. So scrape another 50 cents. Now let's see if we can get 130. But even if we don't, I have very small size left. I would potentially be looking to add if we get like under this 125, like make a lower low before we go, which is kind of weird, but not like a significantly lower low, but a lower low, which is like kind of a liquidity sweep event where people get stopped out and it is immediately bought back up. That's what I'm looking for, some sort of liquidity sweep or a fake breakdown. If we get that, we get that. If we don't get it, we don't get it. So, hey, Arlene, how are you? So yeah, that's what I did. I haven't posted it in my watch list that I am looking for MSTR today. And I also bought MSTX, but not for day trading. I bought MSTX. I bought like 5,000 shares and I just left it. Let's see if we can reach $5,000. I mean, $5 so I can sell half. I mean, at $2, it was like, whatever, man. Let's see. Because if Bitcoin is going to rally, then I want to buy MSTR. And if I want to buy MSTR, why not buy MSTX? I will let this position go to zero. This is not a day trade. This is something I'm like, fine, it goes to zero, it goes to zero. I double up and make something. I will sell half. And then I'm kind of free in that trade. And then I will let it ride. And we were speaking about it yesterday that, a friend of mine was speaking about this is the liquidation event you want to buy. And when I started looking at all the charts, I realized this is a liquidation event. And once you have a liquidation event, like look at MSTR, let's look at MSTR. And my charts are not clean. I know I'm the first person to say that, but let's get rid of. Yeah, my charts are very busy, but I'm going to zoom in and you'll all be able to see. This is a liquidation event. You see this? This is a liquidation event. And that's why I was, look at this volume. Look at this volume. This is what is called a liquidation event. Which is why I was willing to be more interested in calling it. Let's go. So yeah, I did not trade NVDA, although I was bullish on it. I'm just kind of pissed we didn't do it yesterday. Would have been really nice if we did it yesterday. We got a 180. And now I'm hoping for a reversal from 185 to 180 for the day on NVIDIA, but I'm done. I'm not gonna trade it. What about you, Paris? What did you check? What did you trade?
So where are you looking at the volume on MSTR for
Just on a 60.
on a 60-minute chart?
Yeah.
Your volume looked very high, but I
Yeah.
don't see that in my chart. I don't know why. So let me look at MSTR. And when I zoom in on a, let us say, 30-minute chart, I don't see that high volume.
Huh?
Uh, so
That's
the
weird.
so this on the last, yeah, the last 30-minute, it basically came in with a 7.6 million shares. But I think I get what you're trying to say.
Go to a 60-minute chart.
Yeah, I don't have a 60-minute chart. So but that's interesting. Yeah, that's basically, that's also the liquidation. That's also called as a capitulation in the world of reversals, right? Like you're looking for
Yeah.
capitulation.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, so if you see this is basically the capitulation. And even the volume yesterday, if you look at it, it is like doing twice or three times the volume that it usually does on a regular day. So which is also a sign that there is a lot of people who they're getting liquidated, and eventually the capitulation is coming in. So very good analysis, Gary. Very, very good.
I also traded NVIDIA just to scrape, added more, took a partial. Now there was a hotkey error here. I was supposed to add, but no, I went to break even slightly higher, and then I was like, I'll break even and see what happens. It's just that I sold more, so I immediately covered. I was suddenly went short, so I immediately covered, and then I stopped looking at NVIDIA. I was like, you know what, no point. So let's see if
That's
actually,
nice.
you know what, I probably will let MSTR ride for the day. Let's let it ride for the day.
Yeah.
I've never done that. Let's see if we can get, I don't know, let's pick a number. Pick a number. Give me a number. You guys want to target? Let's not randomly pick a number, but let's look at the Atlas. What's the highest we can get on the Atlas on MSTR?
I think 130, 135.
All right, 135. Then 135 it is. Let's look for 135 on MSTR.
Okay, so I'll talk about the trades I did.
Okay.
I had a pretty good day. I was very long biased on Tesla. And the reason I was long biased on Tesla was, first of all, yesterday Tesla did sell off. So if you look at this, right, Tesla has been in a place where it has been uh, selling off for the past multiple times, and it was getting extended to the place where it bounced from. This was the area 390 area, and 380 areas was the area where on a daily this was the bounce area. So yesterday that particular stock actually bounced from it. So let's go back a little bit, and it did sell off from this point, and then it did bounce from around 390 area. So 390 bounced to, and I did capture. So people who were watching me in the close to like 12, 11, 12 area, this is where I actually took the reversal from 390. I think this area where 391, and I captured until the 400s. So that was like a very nice move. We traded it live, me and Gary. I think Gary, you were in NVIDIA, I was in Tesla.
Yes, yes.
And we captured a really nice move to the upside from 391 up to 400. And when this bounce happened, now today, so the entire range, if you look at it, the entire range was from 401 down to 390 and then back to 401. And today it was actually gapping up above 401. And a general rule of price action, when a general rule of price action is when things go up, right? So 400, 401 was the area that I was very interested. And the reason I was interested in, because from the day before it bounced from 400, rejected the 400s, again bound. Now what I'm thinking that it has to hold the 400s, uh, and and if it drops the 400, then it can go lower below 390. But 400 needs to hold because now it's gapping up above the range of the entire day yesterday. So a lot of buyers would step in at 400 and then I was looking for 410 as my target. And that was my whole idea or thesis behind uh, on Tesla. So you are right until proven guilty. So my rightness or my bias was, as far as it holds the 400, I'm gonna go long. If it sells off below 400, that's where my thesis has proven wrong, and I'll get out and then get a stop out. So the chances of, okay, it has to rally at a given point. So at the open, I did not even wait for the sell-off. I already had my orders in. Orders in as in like I already had my limit orders in that I have to buy. So 401 and 400 were the areas. So I already had my orders in at just below 400. So I had my orders in 399.75. It immediately at the open at 399.75, I got filled. It did drop, but then very quickly was bought back up above 400. But the second time it rejected at 400. So this is like, okay, this is an opening range breakdown. I don't see a reason why do I need to hold it. So I just completely got out of it. So I had a stop loss, a small loss right there. But then when it came back up right here, and that's what caught my attention. Okay, now it's above 400. Now it's closed above the 400. And I went long at this point at 400 or 55. It was so quick that I got a $1 slippage on getting my entry. And
Wow.
this is where I got like, really bad feel as like, shit. I'm like, why? I don't like holding it now because if it drops, I have to risk like close to $1.50, $2 for me to hold into this position.
Yeah,
I
RVR
didn't.
gets screwed completely.
So my RVR gets screwed up. And then very quickly, the second it popped up, bad fill, the second it popped up, I like completely got out. So this was a slippage. So had I gotten my entry at close to 450, I would have rode this entire move and then pulled back. But sometimes when you get that bad fill, it's a part of trading, you cannot avoid it. And now I missed the entire move from 400 up to 405. So this is like creates a lot of FOMO, but you have to wait for the right entry, right risk reward. And then it pulled back to the VWAP, held the 402. Okay, now it is the area that the volume came in at this point. And now I'm looking, okay, now it is a very good continuation trade. And I can actually go with a very tight risk where it popped up, held the 403. And this is where the tape was very bullish. And that's when I went long at 403, 403.50. And as you can see from 403.50, very nice pop to 405.50, looking for the break of high of the day. And this is one of my bread and butter trades where I look for get in using the tape. And these are the new areas where the buyers were stepping in. So I went long at 403.50, scaled out until 409. I completely got out at 409. This was the area where it was getting heavy. I completely got out 409. And that was my trade on Tesla. And I started looking for when it started holding, went in again for the breakout of again high of the day because this was the area that it was trying to hold. And I was looking for the break of high of the day again. At this point, I went long. Tape was bullish. It did pop up to 409, but very quickly rejected, got stopped out break even. So yeah, so that was so 410, 411 was my initial target, but 409 was actually finding a lot of resistance. And then eventually, as you can see, it eventually broke out of 409 and now it's went to 412 too. So that's what I did. Uh, one trade was a small loss. Another trade was a break even stop out. Third trade worked out really nice. Fourth trade also was a profitable trade. So very happy with the execution overall. And also these are the times where you have a lot of FOMO and you tend to chase your entries. And this is one of the learnings that I definitely want to bring it out to you guys because you will have those situations, you'll have that slippage, will have that, areas where you're not comfortable in the position that you're holding. The best is get out and then think about getting back in at a good risk reward situation. And That's what comes with experience. In the past, I've held these positions. In this case, it moved up, but I've held these positions and then stuck in that position and had to hold it and then eventually take a big stop out when it did not continue. So it's always get out first when you're uncomfortable in the position. When you're in a bad risk reward situation, get out and then try to think about what is the next best option to get in and take that trade. Now I also traded Amazon. So Amazon was very interesting, very interesting on Amazon. And the reason I traded Amazon was so let me also showcase a little bit of what my thesis look like. So I basically have a game plan on this thing. So one thing that I was very cautious about on Amazon. So usually whenever there is a negative news on a stock, right? And that's why when I talk about trading, I always talk about context. If you are trading without the context, you're not trading it correctly, because a same setup under a different context would behave differently. Even though you are looking for a breakup or breakdown or a pullback or whatever, but if you do not have a context in mind, you would be very not in the right frame of mind to get into the right position. So, and the context that I was understanding was, let's look at on the daily. So Amazon in the past 4 days actually sold off from 245 down to 200. In a matter of 4 days, it's close to down, 20%. And that tells you something. Amazon is a big cap company. Down 20% is a big deal, right? So even though Amazon had negative news, negative catalyst, had an earnings, but when a stock is already down so much, so there are two cases. Let us say a stock was down at close to like 8%, something around here, maybe around 230 or 230 or 228, something around 8 or 10%. The probability of a stock going down is a much higher in that case versus a stock that is mega cap, which is already down 20%. And that because a lot of buyers would step in, even though there's a negative news to it. The reason is that the amount of drop on the news has already been accounted for, and uh, a lot of buyers would step in at those points because a 20% drop is a great drop for a mega cap stock to start buying coming in. If it was 8%, and that's why the context matters, if it was down 8% or 10%, it would have easily gone down to 15 or 16%. And I would have been very short biased on this. But today, I was actually long biased, thinking that 200, 202 area would be very great hold. It could maybe extrapolately sell off to maybe 190s. But again, 200 is a very big psychological level that people would try to buy at those areas. So, and that was the whole picture. But you do not know until you see the tape, until you see the price action, until you see things setting up. So you always have a bias and you always want to be open to what things can happen. If the stock was only down 8% or 10% in the last 4 days, I would have been only short biased. But today, the stock was actually down 20% overall in the past 4 days. That means it is extended. And now today, I was actually biased on both sides, but higher bias on the long side than on the short side, because the move or extension has already happened. And that's why I was at the open, I did not touch it because I knew there would be a lot of fight at the open. So it would go down, it would go up, it would go down, it would go up, it would go down, it would go up. But when it started breaking out of the range, that's when I went long above 203, 203.60, and first looking for, a break of high of the day and actually go to 206 area. It did not happen. Oh, what happened? And it did not happen. And then I went long and I got stopped out at break even. So I made some profit. I got stopped out at break even. But what I realized was it was making higher highs. If you see here, it was making higher highs right here, right here, right here, right here. But this is again, it came back in. And now when it came back in, I'm like, okay, now it is a very good chance that it actually goes to the low of the day. So when it goes to the low of the day, I was like, okay, let me just start, scaling, getting short on the position, because it has a negative catalyst. It can go to the 200s and then bounce around the 280. So that was like, okay, $203, risking 20-30 cents for a move to $3, which is again a 1:10, 1:7, 1:8 risk reward, which is a very good risk reward. So that's what I did. So from 203, it went down to 202, 201, 80. I added more and then got completely out at break even. So this, I did not like it at this point. And then I flipped my bias to the long side. I was like, okay, this is not a short anymore because it did not sell. And even the tape was very bullish at those points. So I tried to flip my position at this area, 202.60, for a break of 203 and then break of the high of the day. But every single time it tried to go back above 202.80, there was a seller. So I completely got out at break even. So this is where I flipped my position and I got out at break even. So nothing, just because I have such a conviction on the tape, when the tape doesn't pop up, I just tend to lose the conviction on the trade, and that's why exactly I completely got out at break even. Now, then it sold off, of course, and then it dropped, but again it did not sell off. And what it see, and now I want you to do is, go back and watch the tape around 202 area. Guys, you will be surprised on how amazingly clear it grabs you by the face and tells you that 202 is the buying area that I'm interested. That the buyers were like literally absorbing all the selling. There was all red, 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 but nothing is dropping, and it was buying it, holding by the penny. That was like giving me such a conviction that okay, this is the trade that I would want to take a trade. And as you can see, the second the absorption was done, and it literally, I did not even, it did not even drop like 10 cents against me. So the second I got in at 202, immediately it popped up. In a matter of seconds, it was up $1 in my favor, and the next second that I see, it is up another $1. And then what I do is, when I see that strength, I want to add. So that's exactly what I did. I added back to my position. So where did I add? Exactly at the area where it was holding in the previous case. So this area was the area that I know that the buyers were stepping in. This is the area I added back again. So I added back in, sold some again 205, added back in, sold some again 206.50, and then completely got stopped out at break even. This was like unfortunate. Literally stopped me out at break even, and now it's going up again higher. But uh, very, very profitable trade, risking literally, 20-30 cents to capture like a $3-4 move from 202 up to 206.50 with multiple ads. That gives you a very high risk reward. So that was my trade on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty good day, pretty good Friday. Looking forward to another week of all 5 green days.
Yeah. This has been a good week. It has been a good week. All right. So I am going to add, should we? Yeah, we should.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys on YouTube. There has been, yeah, and I love the more the more deep dive you do on a stock and find those nuances on a stock. I think those are the areas where you differentiate yourself from the regular traders versus like the professional ones, because professional traders tend to dive much deeper, and those small nuances, even a little bit of 1% of a better entry increases your risk reward exponentially.
All right. And let's move our stop loss below this guy. all in. This is an ad. My total average must be somewhere around 120. But now I want it to hold and get me 130 at least. But I wanted to hold the 2-day VWAP now. But I'll probably, what I'm just looking at that this is a pullback. We held the 9. Can we at least lift 128.70? And this doesn't look promising, but let's see what happens. And if we go below 127.43, let's see what happens. So 128.16. Now this candle, I wanted to lift and close over the moving average and not fall under. But looks like we are falling under. I'll give it the 5 minutes. So let's see. I mean, it's a very small ad. I had a very small size. I mean, so it's not. So let's see. All I'm hoping for is, well, 130 and 135. But it is a technically correct entry. That's why I added. I only added because.
So you're an MSTR?
MSTR, yeah. On APLE, Brunas, man, I missed it today. I was so pissed. I was so pissed that I missed on APLD today. But there were so many tickers to watch. I was looking for APLD around 30. Now, this is something I had been interested in from a defense stock perspective. Wait, is it defense? And we did a gap fill here. We went down under with yesterday's sell-off, but this is a good stock to look at, in my opinion. I have a long bias to like 50. So I was looking for it, like, get out of this box and then hold something and then bounce back. So now you would use 31 and 30 area as your, if you're swinging, I would, you have to give it till 27 for your stop loss. But if you are thinking, I would be willing to add it like 31.50 would be my entry and 27 would be my stop loss. And then please look for 41. So what's going on with MSTR? No, it did not happen, right? We rejected it. And on 5, still holding it. We might wick below 40. Yeah. We still held it. Yeah, pretty much an entry right now. 15 actually would perhaps be a bit. Oh, no, we should be getting out of this name. We lose the. I'll be all out if we lose the. Yeah, I'm all out actually. I'm all out if. Let's see if we can get all out.
MSTR. Gary, I'm supporting you today with the Bitcoin t-shirt. You see that?
Oh, nice, nice.
I have 0 Bitcoin, but I wear at least a t-shirt to support somebody.
I have one coin at like 20,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I promise, if it goes to 20,000, I'll buy some.
I will sell. You can take mine. But I bought it at this point. For me, it's meaningless in terms of will I make money of it or not. Probably my kids get to enjoy that. I was hoping they really get to enjoy that at one, but let's see what happens. To me, that money is gone at 0. Held the 9, rejected the Bollinger. 127.71. Now rejecting this on the 5. On the 15, there is a level. We could fall to 125. This is not a good sign for short term. This is a good entry. What was my last entry? 128.16. Now, what I've been noticing on MSTR is it's always bouncing off the 50 moving average. And that is where we are roughly bouncing up from now as well.
Man, see that Amazon, man.
It went right. Yeah. I mean, I was expecting something similar on Amazon, like go back to 220 or 210 at least for the day.
Yeah, see my exit, like final exit, it literally stopped me out at break even by the penny, and then now it went up. And I had a technical stop loss too, like I had stop loss below 204. It literally stopped me out after that. And I think this is a part of the game, guys. This will happen. Like today, if you saw Andrew trading, it happened with NVDA to him too. Like he got out at break even and made like it literally the second he got out, it really popped up. But an amazing thing was he got back in later and caught another leg to the upside. So that was beautiful.
It's not lifting right now. That's what I don't like on MSTR. We need to lift and close over moving averages for me to like breathe on this position. But let's see.
Oh, MSTR. Looks like I wanna. Okay, Tesla broke out to the high of the day. Amazon is also looking. So Tesla got to 412. Yeah, Tesla deserves that bounce. I definitely. So Tesla
There
deserves
we
that
go.
bounce to 420.
All right. So we're moving on MSTR. Now, does it go over this 128.73 and create a new 5-minute high or no? Yeah, 128.96. If we lift 128.96, 129, we're going to 130. This is the guy I wanted to be lifted. But we're in afternoon chop time, so let's see what happens. There we go. Let's see if we can get 130. Are we gonna lift high of day? 129.49. Now, this is the price it might fall back to. 128.50.
AMD is very bullish too.
Yeah. Damn. And AMD is up 7% for the day. Dude, MSTR is up 20%. It's not funny. 12% for the day. This is, don't lose the moving averages on me now. So now let's move our stop loss to the guy, this entry over here, right? We create a lower wire. Yeah, this should hold. If it doesn't hold, then I'm out. And then this pink line, this is where it's bouncing from. That's a healthy sign.
So is the
That's how you trade.
Bitcoin, what is the price of Bitcoin right now?
I don't know, man.
It's up 7%, 7.5. Oh, it's up 69,000, 761.
So and these are the levels you really need to understand how to get an entry, not during a breakout, but the recheck. Now, if it goes lower, then maybe we are in a longer period of chop, and I'm happy to get stopped out at this entry. And then let's see what happens. Either we go, if we are not gonna go, then I'm gonna look for a tight. Because the thing is, 130 has high options expiry. So 130 might not be breached, and we just might touch it. So what am I really gonna risk for 130 to come? $3 drawdown? I don't want to do that. Why would I risk $3 to make $1? So I just call it a day here. As long as we hold the moving averages, I'm fine. As long as we hold the pink line, I'm fine. If we start going below the pink line, I'm not fine. So let's move it a little higher. At least make 10 cents on this new entry. Ideally, I want us to go to 133 and close under 130. That would be ideal.
So,
pink line.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Jimmy G, you have a question on what criteria do you use for the watch list when prepping? Exactly the same thing that Carlos goes over in the morning. The same, the criteria is the same. We are all, most of the, you know, folks who trade here in the chat room and everywhere, they're looking for the stocks in play. They're
Yeah.
looking for the stocks that are active on that particular day. So that's where, and the filters that are basically, how do you know if a stock is active? The first is gap up, gap down, any catalyst, any news. Usually when a stocks that are gap up or gap down, they'll be backed by a catalyst. Second of all is the volume. So you want to see what the relative volume of that stock is, uh, and look at and how that stock trades overall. And once you have those two things, then you start diving deeper into the charts and stuff like that, if that stock is worth keeping in your watch list. And depending on how many stocks are in play, I personally like to have a top five. That those are because I have like 6 screens, but I usually watch 5 stocks at the same time. And I like to have top five in my place. For example, like today, I think I had uh, there was one ticker called RBLX, and it did not
Yeah.
have any volume in the. It was reported earnings had a good volume, but at the open, nothing. It was there, nothing. So I replaced it. So I replaced it with something different. Yeah, in the morning, if you see like the first, now it's actually the volume is there, but in the first 3 minutes, it was literally zero volume on this. Like you see this? I had RBLX, it had reported earnings, but if you look at the first 3 minutes, zero, nothing. And then like the first 3 minutes, if there is nothing, then I replaced it. And this, as you can see, fourth minute the volume came in. But now it had some really nice moves to the upside and the downside because I think it is. I was expecting to have moves because of the earnings. But sometimes you want to have that top five and trade those, because you cannot watch all these stocks at the same time. You want to have the top five or top two or top three that you're very much interested in. And even in those top five, I have those top two because top two are the ones that I'm actually interested to get into taking a position because those are into the areas of my interest. Like for example, Tesla today. In Tesla was into my top 2 because it was into the area at the open that I was interested to take a trade. And then I'll dive deeper into tape, etc. to get into a position.
Yeah, same thing for me. Gap up, gap down, high R vol, or if I have another reason, news related event, or if I'm looking for a continuation day. But apart from the regulars, gap up and high relative volume makes a big difference. And 2 reasons. One, if there's volume and it's gapping up, it is showing you direction and it is showing you that a lot of people are interested in a name. If a lot of people are interested in a name, it will generally behave better on technicals because for trickery to happen would require higher volume, which might be a wasted effort anyways. So generally, high volume leads to better behavior on technicals as well. And I'm sure most of you are aware with a concept called ATR, which is an average. And by definition, average is never the actual number. So on high volume days, you will also get a move which is bigger than the average, right? So, which is why looking at gap ups with high vol, R vol is the primary way to look at which tickers to trade, or earnings for that matter. But the real question, Paris, is this a dead cat bounce or we are going back to 700 on SPY? Man, this has really slowed. Oh, there we go. We finally moved. 130, 130, 130. All right, let's sell some here.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, don't come back. It's like initiation of selling, it looked like. All right, we're selling here. 129.75. And let's see.
SPY made a new high.
We got a free $2. And let's see if we can get 130.68 for another partial.
Man, you know that few days ago we are talking about buying some puts on 696. That would have worked out really nice.
Oh yeah, that would have worked out amazing.
Yeah, I did not take it, but that would have been really nice.
And yesterday, had you bought NVDA calls, that would have worked out too.
Yeah.
Lesson learned, don't listen to me.
As
Lift, lift. Come on. All right, lifted 130. And come on, come on. Can you get me 130.84?
you know, there is no sign of bearishness right now. The SPY is
Come on.
now SPY wants to sell 688.
130 hold. Why keep it here? Might as well move it. 130.70. SPY is SPY is still hanging there. Come on, Paris, get me my fill. Today is a beautiful day. It's nice to end a week like this. 130, 130, 130. So what does the there's nothing over 130. Doesn't mean we can't go higher.
Yeah, that sucks, Alex. When you
Well, what happened?
yeah.
Alex, that should never happen, by the way. You cannot turn a 4-hour day into a negative 4-hour day. You absolutely cannot. That's beyond unacceptable. It sucks, yeah, but it's not wrong. It's horribly wrong. You need to learn when to stop. Sorry, I've been very harsh, but you just need to stop. You didn't make money, you didn't money, but you can't turn a positive 4-hour day into a negative 4-hour day. All right, I'm mostly out. I have 25 shares left. What's the point of holding that too, actually? Yeah, let's just get out. I'm out. I was like, I'm out. I'm just all out. You have to, Alex on the palm tree, you can set it up in on TAS that if you're positive a certain amount of money, then an X percentage of drawdown stops you out for the day, that you can't trade anymore. But you cannot turn a green day, in my experience, because I've done it and I've done it often enough. But as when a significantly green day turns into a slightly red day, it usually ends up being a significantly red day. And that's psychology coming into play and what do you call revenge trading coming into play and lots of things coming into play. So you can absolutely cannot turn a reasonably good green day. I'm guessing 4 hours is a good green day into a 4-hour red day. And now you're 8 hours away from where you were actually. That's a lot. So you gotta stop. I don't know if it's you're back to zero or maybe negative 1 hour or positive 1 hour, you gotta stop. Like just call it a day. That's it, I'm done. Lock your montage, walk away. There's another day. Markets are not going anywhere. Like I called it, like I was like, screw it, I'm out. Like, what am I really gonna wait for? Like the pop to pop $2 more, and am I gonna sit and watch it? I'm done. I called it. I'm called it a day. And you all know when I say I call it a day, I'm probably gonna start trading again around 2:30. But I'm calling it a day. I'm like, I'm done. There's no point trading. Like, what's the incremental value for me right now? Not a lot. Same thing. If or on the other side, if you're positive a lot, you cannot give that money away. The market has a habit of taking it from you.
And also on the side note, right? And I think it's a whatever Gary said, 100% valid point. But also on a side note, you want to understand, and it has happened to the best of us.
Oh yeah, it has
I think
happened to the best of us.
it
Agreed.
has, everyone has gone from, that place to negative minus plus 4 hour to negative 4 hour, but it also depends on your process, Alex. Let us say, for example, for me, an average risk per trade tier 1 size is $500. Tier 2 is 1,000, tier 3 is 1,500. My average day looks like 3 to 5K. But let us say I was up $2,600, right? And I did not achieve the area that I'm more interested in. So I would take another trade, and then I'm still looking for opportunities that would work out in my favor. So you tend to, so there are, and that's a gray area in the rule, right? Because you don't know, you haven't achieved your daily target yet, you haven't achieved your daily process yet. You're looking for more opportunities to get into the trades on something that work out or not, as far assuming that you're not revenge trading. And a lot of times we tend to give back all the profits that we have had. And we are also sometimes you are up $2,500 and then you're down $2,500 at those points. Of one thing that you want to keep that in mind is once you like, and it can happen. So you always want to question how was your process, and I'll be fine with my loss from $2,500 to minus $2,500 because I had never had achieved my initial estimated area of 3 to 5K. And questioning that, assuming that I did not do a revenge trade, I would be fine with it if that was something that has happened to you. But if I already hit 3,500 or 3,000, I have a rule that I do not let it go against me for more than 30%. So the more I can give back is, let us say I'm $3,500 thing, the more thing I can give back is $1,000. I have to close my thing that's where you have already hit the target, you're looking for next best opportunity, but you cannot give back more than $1,000 on a $3,500 profit. That's one of the rules. And you keep doing it. Sometimes you'll win, sometimes you'll gain, so sometimes you'll be like up 7K, and then the 7K is now I cannot go back 30%. I cannot go back less than 5,500 or 5,000. So that should be the mentality that I cannot give back more than this. So, but once you hit the target, once you hit your daily target, that's usually the case. But sometimes you're not hitting the daily targets. Sometimes you're up, then you're down, you're up, you're down. Sometimes, and I would want to question your process in that particular situation. So that's food for thought. If you did something like that where you did not achieve your target and you're still trying to, make things up and you're down on that day, I would be okay as far as you did not do a revenge trade. And that's one exception. Rest, and on a general case, always behave what Gary mentioned is you cannot have that swings overall. But it happens. And you also want to be, respectful to your process, that what did your process drive for.
So
Yeah.
Paras, in this case, what he's saying is 4 hours. So if you risk 500 to 1,500, let's say you're averaging $1,000 risk. So what Alex is saying is he was up $4,000 and now he's down $4,000.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
what, and I
that
don't
is
know if, yeah, that is like, again, it's you don't know how much of how much of an R was an actual R. Maybe his average is 7 to 10K. You don't know. So I think
okay.
that's
Fair
where
point.
I would be because we don't know the background behind what Alex trades. But yeah, just food for thought, Alex. I think that's a great opportunity to learn. That's a great opportunity to work on that process and be careful and come back next time stronger. That's how everybody does. But anyways, I think we are way above
Oh, it's 12. All right. See you folks on Monday.
Have a
Bye.
great rest of the day and see you guys Monday. Take care.